guys had a bunch of dreams.
They did have some dreams. But yeah, you weren't here for the dreams.
No,
but,
I wasn't.
You guys killed the vampire.
Yeah, we did.
Glorious achievement. He was a big damage sponge. But by luring him out, you guys really made that engagement way more favorable. You obtained an artifact in the woods north of Stanton. And you made it to the edge of the marshland, where you encountered a lone innkeeper at the Hagwatch Inn named Harold, who shared some information with you about some legends of the marsh and some of the encounters he had, in particular with some hags not too far away. And I think you would just about set your bearings for where you want to traverse in the marsh, but keep in mind Ardith Bay has her handy map of the area, and you have your information received from dreams and from other sources. So here you are looking for the Censor of Anatar.
I think one of those dreams you were in the eyes. The watery eyes.
I dreamt I was in the temple, probably between the eyes.
Is that a new bag, or is that the same bag as last week?
You just opened a brand new bag.
Last week when he opened that bag on video, who was that loud?
You watched the video?
How else do I listen to the... No, I listened
He
to
watches you, Gyro.
I listened to the rest of it. I usually, like, I do dishes and I just have the phone down and I listen. And when Adam opened the bag, it was real loud.
Deal with it.
I did. Otherwise, I'd come in here and I'd be pretty lost.
Alright. So, you are the leader of the traveling Ardith Bay. You spent the night at the Hagwatch Inn and thus had the strange dreams. Have you decided upon a course you'd like to lead the party, or is the party in agreement of the course you'd like to take?
Well, we didn't decide where we were going to go first.
Oh, yes, so we'll revisit that now.
Because we were sleeping.
Yeah.
Were we gonna escape, or were we gonna ignore the temple treasure, which might be a trap?
No.
No, we're not. We're going for it.
I wanted to consecrate it.
Consecrate what?
The temple.
Alright.
Do you want some cookie?
Yeah, you can break me a piece.
Let us break.
Alright. We did finish Witcher Season 1. Very, very good.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Yep. I'm reading the books now.
Not as good as Mandalorian.
You gonna play the game like Thomas?
I already played it.
I've dwarfed the crap out of the game already.
Oh, there we go.
I might start playing it again though. Like if I finish like the books, I just need more Witcher.
There's some other Witcher games.
Well, they announced.
I could try Witcher 2. Yeah.
They announced.
I'm never gonna play Witcher 1 though.
A movie, I think, didn't they? I think they before people had really even binged it, but already the popularity was so good, they announced their movie was going to come out.
Well, if Henry Cavill has to be playing Geralt.
Yeah.
At this point, there's no other.
There's no other. It's funny, I didn't care for him as Superman, but in that role, I liked him.
Was that more the fault of the writers of the movies he was in as Superman?
I think so.
Because I think aesthetically, he's a perfect Superman.
Yeah. I think
He's the perfect man.
Aesthetically, yeah.
Yeah. Boy.
Okay. So you're going to the temple. Do you have a location of the temple on your map?
Well, in between the two ponds.
That's where you're going for.
Yeah.
Don't you have like a special route?
Yeah.
Just go around stuff.
We do have a route.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We're on the special route.
Let's see
Okay.
where that riddle is written.
Ardith Bay, you can estimate, based on the map and your intimate knowledge of nature, that it will take about
I was gonna say, wasn't that the bad one for you last
2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days of travel
maybe?
through the marsh to get to that
This
point.
nice blue turquoisey one.
I'm sorry. I was
It's
distracted.
going to take, by your estimation, 2 to 3 days to make it to that spot through the marshes.
Ooh, so it's a real
It
slog.
could take us 2 to 3 days
Yeah.
to get to that spot.
If you
By
followed,
my elven estimation.
you followed the trajectory of that dotted line that was laid out, it'll certainly be 3 days. But if you tried to cut off some of the route, you could maybe make them 2.
I mean, no travel's going to be quick
Yeah.
on our way to Gellenmore.
This is the plan, is to go. It's just like we're making our route to Gellenmore still through this, right? So we're not going back to the inn. That's done.
The inn is done.
The inn is done.
Burn it. We're never coming
Lot of-
back.
Let the hags sort through.
Yeah.
The
Let the
ashes.
hags sort them
wreckage.
out. Yeah. Okay.
Jeez.
Then let's see.
Oh, how many days went by, Sean? How much gold do I have to burn?
You should see a message on your character sheet.
Oh no,
Leave artist
I know
Bay
she
left it.
paid. No, they paid. She used the money to pay for all of the.
Yeah, that's fun.
Oh, okay. For the whole journey to Gellenmore. Okay. So she just didn't take it from my gold on the back. Okay.
No. I just wrote it.
I heard it on
As a
the-
forthcoming deduction,
Yeah. Cool.
not an implemented one.
That works.
If you've implemented it,
No.
you don't have to worry about maintenance right now.
Yeah, that's. Then
Yep.
It is now.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to be leading your party and the band of the 51 through the marshes. How many hours per day are you willing to travel before resting? Or how much out of each day are you going to travel, and how much will you spend at camp?
Well, I think we'll travel most of the day.
Okay.
How much time do you guys require for resting?
You know, the normal amount.
6 to 8 hours.
So 16 hours of travel, 8 hours of rest.
Maybe split up.
So you can have breaks.
Well, so you know, you could have like
Just eating jerky. That's
have
what
like, you know, a couple half-hour breaks and
That's
and
probably.
then we make to camp, you know, a good like 6.5 hours, 7 hours to sleep.
Okay.
Because we got
Yep.
ponies that have to rest.
You've
Yeah,
got
raw
all
horseback.
manner of pack
Yeah,
animals.
yeah.
You will. Okay.
Horseback's a strong word.
That's right. The horn. The horn has
Yep.
tamed many a beast.
Hey, Ziggy.
What's up?
Season 2 of Modern Warfare is adding Rust,
I'll come back for that.
as well as Infected Ground War.
I'll come back for that too.
Infected ground war.
Is that like 60?
64.
Yeah, it's
All right.
ground war is pretty. I don't like ground war because it's almost too big. Like
With
But infected mode, when you just
You
have a
always
zombie, you do.
you always would. Yeah.
I want to see ground war infected on Rust.
You heard though. You heard what they said already though. That there's a new modern war, a new COD coming out already this year now too. Of course.
There's always new.
They're all. I
every
know,
year.
but it's like season 2. Yeah, but then. like,
Yeah, but
like
I
season-
won't really. I mean, the impetus to even want to get a new COD game if they keep kind of updating this one. I mean,
Right. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, if they keep giving this more
Yep.
stuff.
but
why-
that's yeah. Okay. You travel the first day with no difficulty. Okay.
just playing Final Fantasy over this.
It's okay. As you travel the first day, the huts that Harold spoke of and that were dimly visible on the horizon remain ever in view along this path, but you always keep a wide berth of them.
Yes.
Some of the men are a bit uneasy as you make camp that first night. But yet at the same time, they are exhausted. You're not able to go as quickly over the open country, or over the marshes as you are in the open country here. Your footing is often unsure. Many of the men need to empty their boots and let them dry out from the day. So the rest is sorely needed, but you're not fully clear of this area of the swamp where the dread of the hags are still can be felt in the air.
If we have a container, I could conjure a shit ton of ale. That would calm them down.
I'm sure we have a container.
Let's liquor it up.
Okay.
Liquor it up and ship them out.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, I could make a keg full of Hennessy.
Is there a max value to what you can summon?
No, it just says liquid as long as it's like non-poisonous and non-magical.
Well, some would argue that ale is poisonous.
True, I know.
So
Especially Hennessy.
nobody's been too heavily affected by like kind of the craziness of this place, Sean. Even my men or even
not to the
us?
point of like supernatural effects.
Okay.
I mean, even you kind of just don't like the feel of
Sure.
the swamp.
Unease
Yeah,
is there.
right.
Okay.
Ziggy, I'm making ale.
Okay,
Right now in his kitchen.
I don't contest that.
Then it is done.
It is made. Yes.
Are you gonna call it swamp ale?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Artemis's fine swamp ale.
No, it specifically says I can make water, beer, rot gut.
Is that to poison
Why would
somebody?
we choose that?
I don't know.
Probably to
Why
give
would
to
I
your
wanna make
enemy.
rot gut? No,
Like
but I'll
here,
make, I'll
have
make beer.
this.
Unless rock gut is just what they called liquor back then.
It lasts for 4 hours unless consumed. But it'll get consumed.
Okay. Well, the men are much more cheerful, probably.
Goddamn right.
They are. Ale lifts their spirits as much as any boon could have. And there's even low murmuring songs that take place in your camp that night as they're winding down. So the spirit of the camp has been lifted. And it is now bedtime. Do you have a camp protocol?
Camp protocol?
Yes.
Like
Any
setting it
special
up.
measures you'd like to take while you're in the marsh with camp?
Recommendations of what to do.
We set up a watch, right?
Yeah, we got 50 dudes. It can
Would we
it
know
up.
any information of creatures that inhabit the swamp?
Well,
we know there's hags.
You know the hags aren't too far away.
Yeah. I mean, like crocodiles. You know, I don't know, things that live in the trees.
crocodiles.
Tree crocodiles.
Tree crocodiles.
Tree dials.
I mean, it's D&D. You never know.
Yeah.
It's not D&D.
It's
We're playing in a D&D
Yeah.
setting.
it's Dungeons and Demons or Shadow of the Dungeon Lord.
Yeah.
Take your
There you go.
choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not staying up. I gotta get my sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, the men will alert us
Okay.
if there's trouble.
Yeah, we'll leave it to them. I mean, I don't think there's really, other than having us kind of like sentry post.
Okay.
I mean, I assume it's a pretty big camp that we have to make because of all the men
It is.
and all the animals.
I mean, larger than you'd make in the past.
So
Nothing will mess with us.
All right. How many men would you like to designate to stay awake at any given time? I'll let this comes down to you.
yeah,
Bert.
no, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the one thinking about it.
Yeah.
Were you planning an 8-hour night or a 6-hour night? I'm talking to them.
From Ardith Bay's time of camp, probably about 6 hours of concentrated sleep for everybody. 6.5, somewhere.
Because that means somebody has to. Everybody, my men will at least lose an hour. Or maybe 10 per hour. So they rotate.
Okay.
No, calculate whatever would calculate 6 hours divided by 50. What was that 15? So maybe 15 men for every hour.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, that's not it. It's the other. It needs to be the other way.
Yeah.
You could probably have like
8.
I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah.
The game can't start. It's up to you.
We'll go with We'll just do 10.
All right. So
And
at
then
one point,
and then
every man will take part in the watch.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. You guys go to sleep. You make it through the night, no problem. None of your men have gone missing. None of your pack animals have gone missing. They report to you in the morning, Mert, that the third watch spotted a maiden collecting specimens like mushrooms and other like of the glowing phosphorescent like shrooms and flora species in the swamp late at night.
Mm-hmm.
And they called out to her and invited her into the camp, but she instead tried to have them come follow her. But there were enough of them that they kept their senses and found the site to be suspicious.
Was she beautiful?
They all agree on this.
It's alarming that they were swayed. Okay.
Well, at the end they weren't swayed.
Right,
There were enough
right.
that kept their heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You get the feeling that if there were just a single man on the watch, or perhaps even 2 or 3, they likely would have followed up after her. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I will inform the rest of the party that the hags are definitely around. They're not like maliciously, obviously.
No, they didn't like come charging at the
Right.
camp shooting green fireballs or anything like that. So that would have been a different story. Okay.
Let them watch.
Yep. It is day 2 of travel. Ardith Bay, is it your intention to stop at one of the pools, or do you want to just make for the temple in between the pools? Because there is a bit of a distance and routing consideration if you want to stop at one.
So the temple is actually just visible. It's above ground.
It is reported to be in between the 2 pools. It's not visible yet on the horizon.
I mean, I think we'd stop at the closest pool.
Okay, the one on the right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's called the Eye. Well, they're called the Eyes, and you have a thing about the eyes.
Understood. At sundown on the second day, you come to the edge of what you believe to be that pool right there. It's rather unremarkable, save for the fact that it is a bit larger than most of the fens and ponds that have dotted the marsh area. But based on your reckoning of your position and the route you've taken thus far, you are confident that this pond must be one of the eyes as they've been described to you.
Does it look dirty?
I will say, as you inspect it, because you asked me if it looked dirty, as you're looking at it, you can see there is a kind of a pleasing kind of oval-like shape to suggest the symmetry of an eye to you as you look at it. No, the water looks clearer than most of the kind of more fetid pools you've seen thus far.
Is it still water, or is it got like a current through it, or
No,
is it like
there's
activity, like fish?
It's not still. There's ripples of movement that happen every so often inside of the pond.
Well, this looks like one of the eyes.
How deep does it look? Is it deep?
Yes, you can't see the bottom from the surface.
What if I make like a huge like sponge and just drop it in?
How do you get it out?
Who cares?
I think we need to get down there.
Right, we'll drain the pond. and then you can just jump down. You don't have to swim through like some.
I want to just
Who
be
knows
filled,
what this is.
filled with a moist sponge.
But it'll be condensed.
Alright. I don't know. Will they disappear after an hour if we need to wait?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any underwater breathing type things or anything like that?
No.
Sounds like magic.
Yeah. All I can do is fly. I can conjure a faceless servant. Maybe he can go down there.
Yeah.
Can
you
he's
see through him?
faceless, can he see?
I think he can see. I don't think I can see through him.
We could dive the old-fashioned way, but
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Something
hasty.
Something a hero would do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see Mert jumping in, so.
sure.
Well,
He's the hardiest
send
of us
one
all.
of the
Yeah.
50 in
He's the
there.
best of us.
How many
Mert
of the
still
50 will
remembers
leave the
being-
swamp alive?
Mert still remembers being catapulted by Gulk and then told, "Oh, just go in, no big deal." And the water spirit like almost killing me. So, water.
Is Gold still in the party, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he's just been finding the safest part of camp.
Yes.
And going to the middle for
for sure.
Okay.
Um.
Well, I will conjure a 1 yard cube of
sponge.
if that's possible, I suppose.
The driest, most compact sponge.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Okay. I'll take an intellect challenge roll for the effectiveness of the sponge.
Well, you know,
It's gonna be will. Okay.
Now, where did Locke put all those D20s? Here we go. That is a 9.
I will trigger prayer.
You
so
pray
you can
for
have
the
a
sponge.
boon.
Pray for the sponge.
Yeah. Be a good one.
Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah.
That's probably good.
That's pretty good
It
though.
was good. That's an 11.
Okay.
Alright. Broke over 10 at least.
You conjure the odd knick-knack, and you just conjure it like above the pool of the water, so it just
Yeah,
drops in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Okay. Very cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
You hear like a slurping, suction-y sound as you see it expand.
Is it floating or sank?
Well, it's floating on top, but you see like the level of the pool like slowly going down as the sponge is growing. And in this manner, you lower the water level of the pond by about 2 feet, and you see your big sponge just kind of floating in the middle.
How often can you do that?
I mean, I could do it again.
Can we fish out this one?
And squeeze it.
Have
Have
the
the
50
50
men
men.
jump on it and roll
Yeah.
over it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you might as well just fish it out. Use your halberd or whatever.
I could
Blade.
actually. Spirit.
Or your faceless service. Surely you should be able to do that.
I can just use seize.
What's that do?
It's going to be quite heavy now, though.
Is it size 1?
So it started as 1.
Oh yeah.
I think it probably grew beyond size 1, to be honest, because it was like a cubic yard before it took on water. So I'm sure it's
I could push it.
yeah.
Push it to the edge where he can glaive it.
Maybe. Yeah. All right.
Well, or me and the men can try to grab
Yeah,
it.
I'll forceful push it.
I think we should be able to get a system going where we squeeze it out, put it in, squeeze it out.
Okay.
So, let's see. It moves 4 yards.
Okay. Well, that'll be enough to get it to the edge.
Alright, I have all my men try to grab onto it and lug it up.
Okay. They don't need to roll or anything.
Okay.
There's simply enough manpower
Just to
that they
do it.
drag the sponge out of the pond,
All right.
and they slide it onto the ground. It
What?
is it must weigh probably 600-700 pounds, just full of water.
Thomas could almost lift that.
Almost.
Yeah.
Now we're squeezing it.
Yep.
Okay.
Everybody jumps on top.
Yeah, we're stomping this thing.
Stomp the yard. Okay.
Making grapes.
You water just starts seeping out in great spurts as the weight of dozens of people just roll over it. It's something of like a medieval bouncy castle thing
nice.
going on.
Nice.
The ground that the sponge is on just becomes really like saturated
Oh, yeah.
with moisture,
Big time.
and it's a concert of squishy sounds that kind of rise up into the night air as the time you've spent probably from creating the sponge to this, it's probably been about an hour or so. So, sun has gone down, and as I mentioned, you probably retreated the water level of the pond by a good 2 to 3 feet.
Did we assume to know how deep it actually was?
You haven't done any measurement yet.
What my glaive lengthwise?
Are you gonna give it a
Yeah, kind of
A
like
descend?
using like a pole, like a you
yeah?
know.
Do you have information of the length of your glaive?
I don't know. That's what I was gonna. I had where it was.
Well, we can talk about this as reasonable people here.
Yeah, that's what.
So, I mean, a glaive that's gonna be pretty. Well,
Is it
no,
bigger than
It's not like a
you?
pole arm.
Is it like 6 feet?
No, it is. That's what a glaive is. It's a European pole arm.
Oh, okay. Because when I think of a glaive, I think of like kind of like a crescent shaped. No, I guess.
It's
Well,
it's the Asian Asian warriors were with the long pole, but the blade on the end.
I'm starting to picture it. I'm gonna look up an image.
So what does that have to do with European?
Oh, okay.
That's
So
its
like,
original. The Japanese.
so like this.
Naganazo. Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
exactly. That's why you have
Yeah.
reach.
No, that's probably a good 7 feet long.
That's what it says.
Okay.
Normally it's 7 feet long.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So you're able to kind of lean over.
And try to,
Yep.
if I feel it,
Right.
Obviously, I don't like to let the thing go into
Okay.
the water that what I'm holding on to, but
No, but you're gonna
so
try
by
to feel
6.5 feet into
Okay.
the water.
You're dipping it down.
Yeah.
I will need an agility roll with a bane.
Okay.
You're gonna lose that thing.
Ooh, I rolled a 16.
Okay. No, then you can't fail.
Okay.
Even if you
Because I
did,
could trigger the prayer.
no,
now,
even
right?
if you did maximum bane.
Okay.
All right. Something tried to seize your halberd or your glaive while it went under the water, but you're able to
Like grab
keep
it.
your grip on it, catch it.
See?
So you've retained
You wanted to just jump in there.
you've retained control.
All right, I take the glaive back out of the water.
Maybe we
like,
just do a sponge routine for like a day.
I think so.
I guess why not?
Why not? And then we can just shoot this thing in the hole.
Something is coming out of the water.
Oh, now you done it.
No, I done it.
You went fishing.
I did.
That'll actually work.
That'll work.
Did you see this nice thing that Bert got? It's
Yeah.
a grid book, and you can just pick like what
Yeah,
kind of.
white clean ones. We should get some. We could bring our dry erase markers.
Oh, for like writing on it. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Okay. No, I think I'm just gonna use.
Still no reviews for that Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
No reviews.
Well, I haven't ordered the tickets yet, so we'll.
Yeah, I never even commented. I realized you said the Ryan Gosling. Yeah, can you believe he was young Hercules?
Ryan Gosling's in it.
No. And it
I
was
think- I remember that. That's why I recognized
It was
so
a-
easily.
GIF that Thomas sent, and it was Ryan Gosling from Young Hercules. He was supposed to be Kevin Sorbo before he became Kevin Sorbo.
Wow.
Before they realized how Ryan Gosling autistic Ryan Gosling is.
Yep.
The special brand.
I think the movie Drive is overrated.
I've never seen it.
It's
But
alright.
I have seen Hercules.
Like The Rock.
With The Rock.
Yeah, me too.
And that
I think I saw that with you.
Alright,
that is overrated.
where is Mert?
This guy.
Alright, you're gonna be right here.
Okay. These
Other
are-
party members.
These are the rest of the party right here.
Okay. The band of 50, we'll say they'll start like, this like row of zombies here, Mert, will be like the front line of the band of 50.
Okay.
So like they extend like back in that
Yeah,
direction. Alright.
Infinitely.
Not infinitely, unfortunately. They're not the Infinity Band.
No.
The League of Infinite Gentlemen.
But
No,
for our
they're-
purposes, 5 at a time can participate in the battle at one
Okay.
moment.
Okay.
Okay. Surging out of the water is a magnificent serpent of incredible size. Size 3. I might even need one bigger.
I think you do.
What the fuck have you done, Mert? We could have just quietly drained
This
the
box
water.
over here, Sean.
Well, actually, what do we anticipate to get out?
gear in it.
Yeah, it does that.
Yeah.
What
What? Oh, too deep to get the sponge out.
Yeah,
dragon.
I think.
Well, I don't know what would happen to the water when the sponge disappears. If the water would just dump
Yeah, that's
out,
a question.
or if it would disappear as well.
That would have been a good experiment.
Do they know?
No, that's the same size as I think. I don't know. I mean, this is
How many
clearly
could you have
bigger, and I
created
think
in a
this
day?
is
Two.
massive compared to.
Yeah, not many.
This is still better than this, so we're gonna use this. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what we're fighting. Good
Yep.
job, Mert.
Alright. Covered in glittering black scales.
We're
Oh,
fighting a
nice.
dragon.
Has a wide, flat head.
Just like Phil.
It's
Is this head flat?
I don't know. I don't stare at it.
His farts are
Alright,
not
so-
flat. I'll tell you that.
We know that first.
you see 4 fangs inside of its maw. Yet the most notable features of this creature as it pops up are its golden, gleaming eyes.
I assume you don't have a picture.
Well, no, he does.
Old eyes, flat head,
Nope, no picture.
wide nose.
What's it called? Or-
No, I don't know. So
No.
that's not helpful.
Mm.
Well, I mean, it is
would
helpful,
be helpful.
but all right.
Alright.
Do we recognize what this
Have we ever
is?
seen something?
You've
like
never encountered it.
Is it more serpent-like?
Has Hubert encountered it in a book?
Is it like a big snake?
You want
Hubert,
Hubert's expert opinion before the fight
Yeah.
starts? I believe it's a basilisk.
Oh.
Oh boy.
All right.
Thanks, Hubert.
So the combat round has begun,
Shit.
Okay.
and before you declare fast or slow, I will need a will challenge roll with 3 banes from the party.
From each of us?
Yep.
Alright, I get 1 boon all the time, so it's
Okay, so 2 banes. Yep.
Oh shit.
2 chains.
It doesn't matter.
All right.
I rolled a 5 and I rolled 2 6s on
Okay,
my
yep.
dice.
I rolled
I
10.
rolled a 3.
10 result.
3 banes?
Yeah, and so with the banes is you just take the highest bane
Yeah, the
of the
highest.
3 rolls.
And
Oh.
minus it from your
Yeah.
death letter.
Oh, okay.
So the worst it could be would be -6.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
Which are what
It
was
was
it?
a 3. So 12.
I wonder if I can make a lava.
All right. So if you failed,
Lava's not liquid.
if you failed the
What is
will roll, you're going to
It's
gain an
like-
insanity,
That
1
Okay.
in
insanity.
between.
Is a fail less than 10?
Yes, it is.
In
Uh,
Minecraft, it's like a liquid.
And you cannot
It's in
avert your
Minecraft.
eyes from the basilisk for 1 round, so you're going to be staring at him.
What happened?
This is if you failed the
Oh,
roll.
what is
If
it
you
fail?
failed, you have to
10 or under.
stare at him.
You
I did not
cannot
know.
avert its eyes from the basilisk for
Is
1
it,
round.
is a 10 a fail or success?
That's no
Because I had 10 exactly.
I don't know, Sean. 10 and
I
lower.
don't know.
Does 10 count as a fail? 'Cause that's what he
No,
actually
10's a success.
So you both succeeded, we both failed.
Yeah, I know. All right.
Do
give
my
me-
men fail, or should I roll one separate for them
You can roll separate for them.
with the 3 banes? No, they fail.
Okay.
I don't even need to
All
roll
right.
the bane.
Well, you said separately.
They're all
No. Like
no, but
that
then
separate
I
from
see.
Mert,
As a-
not
okay.
individuals.
Right,
they're
'cause
all
not
gonna
even-
be
no.
staring
That-
at her.
you wherever you're looking that round, it's gotta be at the basilisk.
Just imagine.
Like it's not like you don't get actions or anything. That's where you're looking.
So like you're like this.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well, I go slow.
I think lava's a liquid.
Did you say lava's a liquid?
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
just a superheated molten liquid.
Sure.
Yeah.
You think you can create it?
It says I can create liquids that are non-magical and non-poisonous. Sounds like lava to me.
Let me just look at Wikipedia and see if liquid is in the opening definition.
Okay.
Set. Lava is rock.
Liquid
What's
rock.
gonna be like molten rock?
It's molten rock, but the word liquid is not in the.
What
sentence.
about if you Google what state
Is
of matter is lava?
Is lava a liquid? Lava is a liquid that cools into rock, which is a solid.
There you go.
What's that from? I need
Math.
citations.
/ science nucleus.
Science nucleus. I mean, it's a moot point because I can make stone things as well.
Okay,
Oh,
But
you
well,
could have
we're
just
covered then.
you could have just told me.
So yes,
But-
The liquid
Yeah.
lasts long.
technically lava is wet, even though we wouldn't normally
Lava
use
is
the
wet.
word
I mean, come on.
Yeah, someone's dying of lava.
So wet.
It's wet.
So
Okay.
The rocks over which it flows are technically wet with lava.
I'm just dumping lava on everything from now on.
All right. So now we'll take fast and slow declarations.
Slow.
Well, that's one of you covered.
I said slow as well.
Okay.
What happens if you
So,
fall
can he
in lava?
attack me from where he is right now?
Brian,
You
nothing
don't
good.
really know.
You might burst into flames.
No.
Yeah.
Why am I so
Yeah.
close?
This
We
was
were
how
all
I
around
set
the
up the
pool.
party. Where you? Yep. That's just you got to be content with that.
Well, if I'm slow, I can move and attack, right?
That's correct.
Then I'm
That's the
gonna be
benefit
slow.
of slow. So that's slow from everybody.
Slow group.
Okay.
Slow as they go.
Meaning the basilisk, since it can attack without having to move, will get in the opening move.
On Merc.
Yep.
Because you disturbed his
It
sleep.
has one attack.
Devour.
Oh god.
Jeez.
Yep.
It'll eat ya.
Ooh, boy.
Fangs. $19 versus defense.
Oh, definitely.
Alright.
Not gonna be able to stop that.
Good thing you've updated your
My health.
HP.
Yeah. Agreed.
Alright, that is 18 damage.
Oh my gosh.
Holy
Alright.
shit. You
Uh,
awakened this thing.
Okay.
Just concerned.
We must flee.
Oh god.
Leave him.
Leave him to the basilisk. Alright. I need a strength challenge roll, Mert, with 3 Banes.
Alright, I'll just pray so it's only 2.
Okay.
Oh, dang it.
Keep praying.
It's a
Where's your god now?
10.
Oh.
Okay.
How convenient.
What? The 10?
You happen to get a 10 after all that.
I didn't. Was that what the thing would have been? He's
Yeah.
rolling more dice.
Oh, there's consequences for success.
She rolls 8 dice.
Alright, so you succeeded. You're not poisoned.
This is your goddamn
Okay.
riddle.
As the poison works its way out of your
moved on.
system,
Yeah.
you take 7 damage.
For this riddle,
Yeah.
right?
This is.
Alright.
Alright,
It's come to fruition.
it's taken its turn.
great.
This was it's not much of a riddle. it's
What
more
was this effect?
He took 7 more damage for the success.
So, like, I didn't get poisoned permanently.
It
I
would have
just dealt
been
with
14 damage and the ongoing effect
Ongoing.
on a
How
failure.
much health you got, Mert?
4.
It is a fearsome creature. But now it's all your guys' turn.
Okay, I'm using Walk the Sky.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna fly like 10 yards above it.
All right, but you're still
Staring.
you're looking at him.
I'm
You have to.
looking
You
at
gotta
it the
look
whole
at.
time I'm looking.
Okay, thank you. All right, gentlefolk. Your brother in arms needs you in the fray,
Put him
Mary.
out of his misery.
Cut him down right now.
And then we'll run.
Oh God.
Jolt him.
Would it require a move to reach the basilisk
Let me see.
for a man like me?
You would not be able to strike him at your position. You would, unless you wanted to like throw your weapon at him.
You know what? I might get into that.
Okay.
Let me start. I'm gonna cast my spellbound weapon,
Okay.
and then I might. What's throwing range on a greatsword?
Can't be.
That's a pretty difficult weapon to throw.
It's not really a throwing.
It
weapon.
might. Yeah, I might have spoke too soon, Thomas. Hold on.
Why would that be your best strategy?
It'll eat all of his 50 men. Well, I can just.
Well, you could just run.
True, but I want to try to do damage because I can make it
But
teleport
think of
back
the
to me.
the heroic or the reputation you guys would
Yeah.
have from killing a basilisk.
What would Ovum do?
Kill it.
That's right. Single-handedly.
All right. So here's the thing: great sword does not have the throwing weapon property, so it would. Yeah, believe it or not, but I would still allow it. It would just be difficult.
Well, for now, I'm gonna cast that,
Okay.
and I'm gonna reposition.
In the water.
In the water.
If you go into water on the yeah, so Thomas, I have him at the edge of this would be like right on the bank if you wanted to move there.
Would that be in range of him?
Of him? Oh yeah.
Yeah, he would be able to attack me
Yeah.
there.
You not being in range of him is not the same as him not being in range of you. He's a big guy.
I'm gonna back up.
Okay. All right, you're definitely not in range of him.
Okay, unless he moves over there.
So you see Miracle like slowly back up. All right.
Tactical position.
Okay. XCOM. All right.
I don't want to get that lava thrown on me either.
Well, Ardith Bay or Mert can go.
You can go ahead.
Alright. How far can I move again?
10 square.
10 square.
And maybe even
It would be
more.
11 because you're outdoors.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Horn of Oleg would tame it.
Maybe
You
the
could
bees-
try blowing.
We already discussed this. Anything that we could kill, it can work on. Anything not, it doesn't work.
Anything we could kill?
That was the
Theoretically-
downfall of Oleg.
Theoretically, we could kill
Basilisk
this,
is
right?
my quarry.
Theoretically.
Naturally.
Well,
I'm
who
going
has it?
to attack it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you could try. Since you're just
It
back
would
away
waste an
anyway.
action.
This die is terrible.
Yeah.
I don't want
So probably a miss for that first one.
7.
That is a miss.
That
He
one's
has. Yep. That's not enough. All right,
Alright.
Mert.
Um,
You've got Thrill of Command.
Are
Yeah.
You gonna
Yep.
run in front of all your men?
no, but
Are you
I
gonna
probably
flee.
I will likely switch places with the five that are up there.
Go!
Yeah.
Attack!
Attack my minions.
I will do. So yeah, I'm going to move back, just behind them.
You're gonna take an opportunity attack.
Well, is that how it works that way?
There are ops.
Oh, then hold.
Yeah, and
Let me
if you're playing in a Ziggy campaign, just always assume.
let me
that there's-
contemplate one power I have.
The one power.
Okay,
Epiphany.
I will
Pray.
do anticipate attack first,
Okay.
which for a minute, the target. There's no roll. It just gets 2 banes on attacks against me, and I have 2 boons
That's
on
good.
challenges from it. Again,
Just really helps your odds when dealing with.
if he
yeah.
tries to attack me again,
Yeah.
then I will do. So that's my 1 level 2. that I get. Then I'm gonna do Fang of Serpent, and I'm gonna attack.
How appropriate.
Yeah.
You're fighting a fanged serpent using Fang of Serpent.
So did you move or did you not move?
It's part of the attack.
I don't understand.
Oh, I gotta throw it. That's right. 10.
Gas
Versus-
potions did.
Yeah, it's AC.
No.
But I get to move half
That
my
would be good
speed
to
and
know,
don't
Okay.
Might come in handy.
get affected by free attacks.
Okay. What would you like your men to do?
Attacking.
Okay, so move up.
Yeah, and just stab at it.
Okay. I will say they all can do a D8 of damage
Okay.
upon hitting. I'll have you roll twice for their attacks. They'll have, we'll just say they have +3 to hit that overall. And so it'll be 3 attacking and then 2 attacking. So the 2 kind of waves there.
Ooh, I rolled a 19 on
Okay,
the first one.
so that group will hit.
And I rolled a 10 on the second.
All right. So for I suppose there's groups attacking. So we'll say a D8 +3 for the damage for that group.
Okay. 7 damage.
Okay. They've chipped away at the basilisk. You see them hacking at it bravely.
Alright.
Okay.
Boy. This is what I gave them money to go to the brothel for.
All right. Yeah. Now they got to earn their keep here.
Yeah.
Okay. That is the end of the round.
Correct.
Okay. So triggered. Some of you have triggered actions on reserve.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how that works?
Well, everyone has a triggered action
Right.
each round.
So we could
You get
trigger
one
if we
trigger.
want.
It's like a. It
You
was
can
like
use
your.
it as an op,
Oh, yeah,
or you can
that's
use
my-
it for certain abilities.
Hunt prey.
Oh, so when so that's
Why
when
would
you
we not
declare.
take an op?
So who has not
So,
used
like-
a triggered action yet?
Like if on your turn you use a triggered action for an ability, and then something moves away from
Oh,
you, you
okay.
can't op it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you still have your triggered action available,
I
Murray?
think I do. I don't think I used it on.
None of your abilities cost it. How about Artemis?
Yeah, I still have it.
Okay, then you can both use that to avert your eyes from the basilisk gaze.
Okay.
All right. So
So the pull was there, and then all of a sudden.
yep. However, I'm gonna say the 2 men who failed the attack roll also can't avert their gaze.
Okay. So now we're gonna see.
So you see these 2 guys are just looking a little moonstruck as they're staring at him.
Okay.
All right, new round.
They're my guys, and I will go fast.
Fast.
Slow.
Fast.
Okay. The fasts may work out their turns.
Okay. I'm just gonna use choose outcome.
Okay.
Make a will challenge roll with 2 banes.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's a pass no matter what.
Okay.
So my next attack or challenge roll is an automatic success.
Okay.
Oh, on your next turn. Okay.
So you're charging up. You're like you're up in the air going like
That's right.
okay.
Attacking.
All right. Who else did fast?
Me. I'm gonna
You shooting?
shooting. Oh, that's better.
Yep.
Plus.
So you want to get as nice a boon. So that's
So
21.
plus
Oh no,
2 is 23.
5. Oh, 23.
Yes.
Okay. So you are above 20, and how much do you need to be above armor?
5.
5 or higher?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Alright, then I get 1 extra d6 damage.
Ooh, that's good. It's not so good. It's okay.
So 8,
8
9
damage.
damage.
9 damage. All right.
Nice. I bring out the gun, Sean.
Oh.
Just
I got 8
you're all
bullets.
you're all bloodied.
I got 8 bullets.
All right,
And I don't care if I have to use 8 of them on you.
you'll go to war.
Yep. I will have to. Oh, okay. I don't know if that gives me any sort of a raw plus.
It would be plus your agility
Okay.
mod.
Okay. 14. Oh, I get a.
Pistol might have. Let me look up pistol a bit more.
Yeah, look it up.
Alright. Do you have both? You have one of the pistols.
Yes, I have one.
Okay. So, what was your total roll? 14?
Yeah, but I had a boon. That made it 18.
Okay, that hits. Roll
Okay.
2d6.
5.
You take out a gun and shoot the basilisk.
Down to 7 bullets.
Okay.
And then my guy's attack, I guess. But I don't know about the 2 that are moonstruck.
Yeah, let me tell you about the Moonstruck.
Moonstruck. Dude, just completely in his gaze.
Oh, the guys who... So, actually, you should have had Banes for averting your eyes.
Yeah.
For 1 round. It doesn't matter for him because he wasn't making an attack against it. But unfortunately for you, by averting your eyes, you take...
Also, right now I should have a bane.
Yeah, right.
Well, then it
two
would-
Banes net, so it wouldn't have hit.
Correct.
Okay. It goes wide, unfortunately.
Okay.
So, the men who are moonstruck, they can attack fine.
Oh.
There he is!
He was easier to grab this week.
Hi, Locke.
What do we say the bonus of the guys is?
So
3?
Yep, so the 2 moonstruck, they get to roll just fine. The
7.
guys who are averted, they have the 2 banes just like you.
Okay. So those guys, the ones not, got 17.
Okay.
You're with Papa
Is that it?
Mang.
No, it
That's
does not.
right.
They
Okay.
just miss. Yeah.
Then the other ones get banes.
They get 2 banes.
No, they didn't get
Alright.
it.
Alright.
Okay, then that,
The
my-
basilisk.
Yep. That's all the fight. That's all the.
Because you're slow again, Merrick? Alright.
Does he sleep with the other kitties?
Where's he sleep in that dresser? That drawer.
No, not usually.
He just likes laying in there.
People are over he likes that.
These men are among the departed.
Oh no.
But two more can
Slide
fill the gap. Yep.
So that bane thing will only last for this round. though.
It's a 1-round effect.
Okay.
So it worked well for Artemis that he wasn't actually directly
Attacking.
attacking the creature that time. Because
Okay.
I wanna be able to touch the cat as well.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm probably gonna wait till Athena's done so that he doesn't get overwhelmed. Oh God, he heard me talking.
He was like, oh no, there's more.
There's more touch.
So many to touch.
Hi.
Is he scratched you at all? I don't even know if he has claws, but I assume. I
Yeah.
saw a little on your hand.
There's
It looked
been
like.
some scratching.
So I had one cat that just murder on my hands.
Yeah, I mean, he just really is pretty playful.
Yeah. Right, that's what I mean. When they're kittens, it's just.
Yeah, he's a good kitty, though.
He's brought some more joy into your life.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and it's kind of nice. He has 2 cat pals, so it's not like he's in a house.
One cat, that one.
Yeah.
Boogle.
Yeah.
And it's funny, we all thought it'd be the other way around.
That's what I thought, yeah. Kitty's just an old curmudgeon bastard.
Yeah.
The Halloween grandpas, as Thomas observed.
Yeah.
Was that when you used first in quarantine?
Well, we had had him for years.
That was
We brought him
renaturalized.
back from outside.
Yeah. Merrick, it's your turn.
Alright. Would taking Gaspar's potion be a move or a main action?
I'd let you use a triggered action to take it.
Alright.
There
Next,
you go.
in character, would Merrick remember what those did?
Don't go away.
Oh.
Oh, look, you're by the stairs.
Oh, there you
Say
go.
his name.
God,
Yes, I know.
do I remember what the potion did? This is the first time you've actually used the improved formula.
Yeah.
If it gives you an attack bonus. I need to consult my archival materials here.
One might have something to do with like when missing an attack.
I think either way you want to drink it.
Yeah, it should help.
All right. Okay, here's the batch of potions you received. So you've lost 2, right?
Yeah.
You got 5 when he gave them to you. So you had 3 left. So now you're consuming this one, so you'll have 2 left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yep. You feel energized. I will read you the effect when it comes into play.
Alright.
For now, proceed as if you would normally.
Alright, I'll enter his range.
Okay.
And
You are facing the beast.
then attack. With a boom. A natural 1.
Okay.
Gaspar, save me. Gaspar, take the wheel.
You rush toward him, and coming this close to him, you're truly captivated by his magnificence, and you're locked into the gaze. So I know you passed your will roll at the start. Now you're right back into that ensnaring effect. And you use your triggered action already, so you'll have to pass the check now at the end. So that was just a miss.
Alright.
And since you did not get a hit, you don't notice any effect from the potion right now. Okay, I think that's everybody.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
end of round effects. Thomas is the only one who's moonstruck right now. You do not have your triggered action in reserve, so Thomas, instead you must roll a strength with 2 banes.
It's pretty bad.
Is it possible
It's
for you?
less than 0.
Okay, it's less than 0. Okay, Thomas, you're staring at the basilisk's eyes.
It might be less than 0. It's like 2 actually.
All right,
But
It's not a success.
no.
and you're looking, and it's painful.
You're looking.
You're looking.
Yeah.
Here's looking at you.
You take 11 damage.
Holy shit. Just for looking.
Just
for
for
looking.
looking.
Just
Yep.
for looking.
All right, and we'll revisit this next round.
Next session.
But you won't need to spend your triggered action next round.
So is he
he'll-
poisoned?
No,
This was
is
something
not
different.
poison. This is just
Okay.
staring at the
Okay.
basilisk.
How much damage did you take?
11.
Okay, new round.
Bam.
Fast.
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 Then, there's another cat.
Good day.
Oh, he responds.
How goes? He's like,
He's just an old
Is he
bastard.
investigating shoes?
Old grumpy bastard.
Adam, I think you should start.
Alright, I'll use Crush. It succeeds.
It does.
Does it? But this doesn't get the whole over 20 thing, right? That doesn't.
That's true. So it's not perfect, but
No, but it's still pretty
still
good.
3d6 damage. That's 9 damage.
All right.
And he has to succeed on a strength check or be impaired for a round. Kitty!
He did succeed.
Yeah.
All right.
Plus 19 to strength.
Europe.
Oh.
Stairs are
Thomas, you can go.
Grumpy bastard.
Your moon's
Thomas, you need to take your
Try
damage.
catch him. He's not too fast.
Your moon's struck.
You don't get any penalties because you're looking right at him.
Alright. Gaspar, take the wheel. Another natural one. This is insane. Another natural one.
Open.
And I remember I had 2 in a row last
dice
against the vampire too. Throw this one away.
I think your character's done.
Yeah, I think that one's weighted.
All right.
Actually.
Thomas, just
Yeah,
roll
don't
a
use that.
roll a d4.
Got that D4 right. Oh, yeah, last year of the
1.
All right, you take 2 more insanity, or you just take two insanity.
Oh boy.
And yep, you're not doing so well. Okay, who would like to go?
Fast.
Yeah, fast.
That would have been okay.
That was pretty good.
That would have been pretty fast. That would've been
20.
okay.
That hits.
Is it over
That would have
5?
been really
Nope.
good.
5.
Okay.
Damage. This one sucks.
You could
Probably has
consider
like 500 health.
using those special arrows.
Oh yeah.
I do have special
Yeah.
arrows next time.
All right, Sean. I shoot a bullet. Bullet number 2.
You'll
Bullet
need
to
to
head.
you'll need to reload first.
What does that require?
An action.
Crud.
You're like, bull dad?
Oh, hold on.
Let me think about this. Let me think about it.
Use this one. This one is
Well, first then I'll have both my 2 groups of guys go.
All right. No one
Is
Oh, actually, the guys who entered these new ones, they need to make their will check.
crit.
All right. We'll just say they'll hit automatically.
Why did I wait? Yeah, I was just saying.
Yep.
Okay.
So these guys they want to avenge their brethren.
Sure.
So you can roll the d8 plus 3 for these guys. So that's 5,
damage.
and then now you can roll the attack for them. That's gonna hit.
Okay. 8.
8. So 13 total
Yeah.
from the 2 groups. All right.
My men are angry.
They're carving them up.
They're
Is a
angry.
natural one an automatic miss?
I mean,
it would
unless
never hit even if it wasn't.
Yeah.
But yes, I assign special penalties to 1s and special boons to 20s.
In
so-
most
yeah, I was
games, it's not an automatic miss.
So I was thinking
but
I
that
could
is
get I could get over 10 even with the 1.
But you're going up against a defense. It's not a challenge roll.
Right.
But you might have a weak defense.
Okay.
No.
Is that
I think I'm just looking at my thing. I think I'm reloading.
okay?
I'm looking at if I had anything that would be, but yeah.
So you take the pistol. This is your first time using the pistol.
yeah.
So give me an agility with a boon.
11.
Okay, you reload successfully.
Okay.
The basilisk goes. It's got fresh meat in front of it.
It sure does. Who just struck him too?
Yep.
I'm no threat to the basilisk.
This man will just hold this group until he's done, and then we'll have 3 more coming.
Okay.
So
okay.
he just does +1 instead of +3
Okay,
damage.
but a D8 still. The attack. is
Yes,
still
yes,
the
he
same.
still gets a D8. So,
Okay.
all right.
You're just feeding it, Mert.
I know.
He doesn't. I'll tell you this. He doesn't regain HP for killing right now. He would need like uninterrupted feasting time to do that. So,
Don't get it
He's-
soon enough.
all right,
Alright.
Thomas, you're enraptured. I need. You can just make a triggered action
To do what?
Yeah.
to look away
With what?
with your triggered action.
With the triggered action.
What was the penalty for that again?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
You couldn't use it before
Because
because
you
you
had
used
used
it to
one.
take
Yeah.
the potion the
Okay, I
previous
just remember I
round.
thought they got hurt for doing that.
Well, here's what. Because you're looking away, next round you have a penalty when attacking it.
Okay.
Right.
But when you're rolling 1s anyway, you don't care about a penalty.
Yeah.
Like it's better to not have to be looking at him. So okay,
He gets
Alright.
how many? 2 banes?
two banes normally.
2 banes.
So you do for the next round, you get 2 banes for
2
attacking.
additional bans.
How long does your
Yes.
potion last?
Who knows?
The encounter.
Okay.
When he gets that hit, though, it'll be so vindicating for him.
Is it a 1?
He's just rolling.
No, I
Yeah,
know. I'm
yeah.
saying how's the dice
Oh,
roll?
9s.
Okay,
so
Alright.
far.
you got a new round.
18, that was pretty good.
Fast.
Fast.
Up to you guys. Go ahead.
I'm just using spell recovery.
All right.
That's it.
I'm just using. I'm actually gonna use foretell.
Okay.
In short, 1 minute. Whenever the target makes an attack or challenge, does it with 3 boons. I do it to Thomas's character.
Oh, nice.
So I like. You see, he definitely feels like suddenly his accuracy might be like the bane that's
Doesn't
affecting him is like cleared.
So
Doesn't
it's
mean
down.
anything when he rolls a 1.
That's
Hold
true.
on, I'm gonna roll something else.
It's a 7.
7. All right, no, hold on.
This is your attack.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize. I
Okay.
thought he was just doing this for
All right.
fun.
No, this is it.
So, but
I need D6. That was a 7.
yeah,
It was.
we-
Moved to
Yeah,
a 1.
We saw it. We saw it.
Okay, so 2 boons. 4. So 4.
Why are you rolling
8
boons?
plus 7.
I gave him the boons.
He gave me.
Okay, but he has net banes to contend with.
What do you mean by net banes?
Right. How
All
many
right,
banes
so
did he
Don't
have?
they cancel on and off?
Well,
So you
you
get
need
nothing.
you need to like tally them.
Yeah, right.
So your greatsword gives you a bane by default, but you've always been able to cancel that out.
I've got a boon for my spellbound weapon and a boon for my class.
Okay,
I
so
was
you
at
have
1,
so you're at net 1 boon
and then
Yeah.
minus 2 and then plus 3.
Right.
plus 3.
I
Oh,
gave
okay,
him
nope.
3.
Then you do get
So
boons.
that-
Okay.
So it's 8 plus 7. 15 is the result.
All right. It's much closer than your previous swings, but it's still not enough.
Yeah, I think.
It was going to be very difficult for you to hit that round. So,
Yeah, on a 7.
Yeah.
But at least it's not a 1.
Yes.
That would have been better.
sure would have rolled.
next time.
You can take a corruption if you want that to be the result.
Done.
Okay.
Oh.
You as you look at the basilisk, you've just been so
The
enraged that you are unable to hit this creature that you give in to some darker tendencies inside you and let in a rage that you've never quite felt before. Might take you to a dark place, but for now it's going to help you in battle, so you can roll damage.
I'm gonna have to get some better spells.
Just do that every round, Tom.
Take the corruption. It's not always a standing offer, but it's you know, you gotta allow corruption to
Gotta
Got a
take
lot
hold.
of,
Yeah.
you know.
Let it breathe.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Oh, the power!
Oh my gosh.
Unlimited
I
power!
think that's it. It's just 16. 16.
Okay,
It's just 16.
and with the potion's effect taking hold,
He really does give it.
you may
to the
make
dark.
another basic attack. So, yep. Whenever you get a hit with the potion, you get another chance to swing.
No.
Okay. All right. Thomas's went. Mert, I think you went.
I did. I gave him. That's how.
Yep.
Athena didn't go.
All right. Ardith.
I'm gonna use an obsidian arrow.
With a, I'll allow you to use your triggered action to do that. Because
Loading it.
you've got a
Yeah.
different.
Spell
Okay.
recovery is a
But you
standard
don't need to
action.
make the
Yeah.
the roll against the gaze anymore, so that's fine.
Sort of a pain in the ass.
Crit.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know
So
what this means.
she crit. So,
No, I mean I know what that
With
means.
an
good.
obsidian shafted arrow.
Yep.
Specific.
So she used her good arrow. All right. So
I don't know what those do for damage.
so what would your normal damage roll be?
2d6 plus 1.
And is the bonus d6 from when you go above
Yeah.
5? All right. So I'll give you max damage for your normal damage. So that'd be 13 from that. I still want you to roll the d6.
Just once.
That the d6 is from your bonus damage
Oh, okay.
from going over.
5.
So 13 plus 5, and then the obsidian arrow adds another
Actually,
5
it
damage.
was supposed to be another
So
D6.
23.
23 then?
So it was 13 plus 5 plus... Yep, 23 damage.
Flashback.
What's up, Thomas?
I was supposed to add a 4th D6.
A fourth d6?
It's his damage.
Because Greatsword's 3d6 on its own.
Oh,
and
so you
my
just you
class
need to
is
add more
plus
damage.
1d6,
Okay,
so 2 more.
alright.
He heard Athena get 23, and he's like, "Wait a second,
Yeah.
I think I had
All right.
one more d6."
So...
I think I had one more.
Alright.
That was a lot of damage from the two of you. Adam's
Yeah.
over here spell recovering, and I'm just like telling
Okay.
Thomas it's gonna be okay.
I'm just glad I didn't waste an obsidian
Oh,
arrow.
my
Oh,
guys
shit.
still have to go.
Your Goombas.
My Goombas.
All right, they can attack.
The 2.
All right.
Ooh, 21.
Nice. Okay.
6.
Yep.
He'd have to
All
roll
right.
really good. He'd have to roll really good.
He's not
A
getting
+1.
All right. The Basilisk.
How's he looking?
He's taken substantial damage, especially after that last round.
Mm-hmm.
He's below half his health.
Okay. And I guess we came into his home. What's underneath him is what we need, right?
Or what's inside them. Soon you will be inside.
Oh boy.
Are you just gonna hide behind your men this whole fight, Mur? Is that
He
what
took
Cordan-
massive damage
Is
at
that
the
what
beginning.
Cordan would want from you?
I'm still shooting at him.
Just the Governor Radcliffe.
Crusaders.
I wonder if this is Farwell.
This could be.
All right.
We'll say it is.
I mean, I could step
we have
up,
to
but then I
gauge
can't
through
go
his legs.
fast.
I need the will roll for the 3 new guys. It's with 2 Banes.
That's probably
Yeah,
not.
that's-
Well, we'll see. Yeah, I rolled
Okay,
6.
yeah. Because even if they had a +1 from their attribute. Okay. All right, new round.
Okay. So the new guys
Fast.
are
Fast.
baned.
No, they're not baned. They're
moon-
they're
moon,
gonna they're on the path to death, but they'll have good attack rolls for a couple of
Okay.
rounds. So if you can kill him before then, it's
Right.
it's all good. So okay,
I think.
Merrick, you see him kind of noticing you more as a result of the fact that you actually heard him and heard him well this time. So you feel you could be the target of his next attack. I just want you to be aware of that, so you don't feel like you declare fast an attack, and then I didn't give your character any indication that he might be in harm's way.
Although I wonder if he goes fast, there's no way I can get away.
No, there is a way.
Only one
You
way.
go fast and spend it just moving.
The
That
only way.
that is how you could get away.
Alright.
Do you want to get away before I drop the lava?
Is that wise?
You tell me.
Are you dropping it straight into how accurate are you going to be?
I'm right above him, and I'm just gonna.
Well, it seems like 2 birds, 1 stone. I
Shoot
might
my
as
load.
well just get out of there
Yeah.
fast.
Why don't you do that first?
He's getting out of the way.
Oh.
All right.
I mean, I'm probably gonna kill all your men, so.
Unless
Why
they
don't
also
they go
all
first?
flee. We all could go first.
That is the benefit of.
Are we fasting?
Yep.
Actually, I'm gonna have your men roll against the basilisk because neither of them are players, so it's kind of like an agility roll off there.
Worth it.
But once you actually want them to go, that roll will become relevant. We'll see
Okay.
what happens before then. So,
Alright.
all right, who's opening it up? Merrick.
I think it's Thomas.
Okay. Where do you want to go to, Merrick? You're disengaging, so. All right, and you are safely out of his reach. Good job. Merrick is gone.
Alright. My men would.
Okay, if you want them to go now, then we're gonna have our agility roll off. I'll give them a +1.
15.
Okay. He's got a +1 as well. He doesn't have a very high one. They may go.
So they come back to like me. in
Oh,
the back.
they're falling back as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they see. Oh,
All right.
They
This
see
is-
what's above.
This one here, I'm rolling an op against.
Okay. One of them.
Yep. Because not everyone can leave the threat range without
Works.
penalty.
Another
Alright,
one
yep.
bites.
Okay.
Alright.
I drop a 1-yard cube filled with molten rock.
Okay. Yep.
Adjudicate it.
I that's my job.
I mean, he's paying attention to us, not you, especially.
No, you've just been floating up there. Yep.
And if you don't behave, Mark, this is what I'm going to do to your character someday.
I mean, takes a lot of build up, though.
Yeah, it's
All right.
charging up the Kamehameha.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna do damage no matter the result. I will take a will for the sustainability and intensity of the lava stream. So is it going to be a spout or is it going to be a full-on eruption?
Are you rolling Thomas's garbage color dice?
Is this garbage?
Yes.
Are you going to convert it into...
Yeah,
No.
that
This was the garbage
Wow.
one.
Good. That is a 17.
Okay.
See?
It's... And let me ask you this, Artemis. Would you be willing to take some pain to keep it going?
I can negate harm, so yes.
You can negate harm. Does that...
I could bathe in it.
You mean negate harm from your own conjurations?
Any amount of damage, I can use a triggered action to ignore.
Okay, so you can keep this going indefinitely if that's the only problem. Is take it. Okay. You may do... Let's do 2d12 plus 8 for this. So there's high variance here. The basilisk might kind of get out of the way.
That's a 9.
Okay.
And a 9.
So 26.
6,
Yep.
7, 6.
3 8s.
Yeah.
Yep.
3 8.
Or no, 24.
24.
No.
No, it was
18 plus 8. Yeah, it is
18.
26. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Alright. It howls in pain. It takes it takes a big blast before like the force of the blast just kind of moves it like here. So this isn't even voluntary movement. This is just a thrashing around. So it'll
land-based.
it's part it's like up on the bank. It'll have like a bane for its next attack because of this involuntary movement. So it's you see a lot of its back is like kind of the scales are like kind of melting. So it was a nice hit from Artemis. Ardith, it is your turn.
I was reading this article.
Yeah.
Joe Biden called a woman a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Yep.
It's from a John Wayne
Apparently it's from a
movie.
John Wayne
What?
movie.
Yeah, supposedly.
What a lame movie.
Do you want to notch a second?
Gonna use one.
All right.
I crit again!
You need dice like that.
All right. So you know the drill.
Making
It
up
does 18 damage base, and then you add your d6 because it
Yep.
does the extra 5 from the obsidian arrow. So 22.
My God. Your damage plus hers.
I'm
Sean,
just
my
so
guy-
glad
my guy
I'm
still
not
gets to
wasting
He
these
does.
arrows.
He augmented.
He reloaded.
Sacrifice.
What do you mean?
I mean, I get a boon.
Yeah.
10. No,
All right.
I ain't gonna do it.
Your shot goes wide. You've shot 2 bullets.
2 bullets.
Okay.
2 bullets. And Thomas didn't attack because he only retreated, right?
Even he can retreat.
Well, he also would have gotten hit with your lava for 20 something.
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
How high up are you, Artemis?
I said like 10 yards.
So 30 feet.
Basilisk stairs.
Let him stare.
It is bringing the attention to you, likely.
Yeah, I mean, he felt this horrible lava pouring on him from above. And he sees this little dude chilling up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll try and jump up and bite you.
Let him try.
He has 1 bane from the lava, and he'll get another bane from the difficulty of the attack, which puts him at a net. I'll apply the net result to his attack.
Mm-hmm.
He jumps up, his fangs snapping. I imagine your defense is higher than 8.
It sure is.
Okay, and he does not reach you.
Middle finger.
Okay.
Is that your triggered
Artemis
action?
is wearing that T-shirt,
That's
right? Like
right.
trying
That's
stuff.
Try and stop.
Do you have a broom, Adam?
In character, out of character.
Out of character.
For what?
Supposedly, your NASA says the Earth is at the perfect tilt right now, and your brooms will stand straight up. And there's people showing pictures on Facebook of their brooms just standing.
Maybe
in the middle of.
will our pen stand up?
I don't
Prank
know.
I've ever heard in my life.
Look at that.
A bunch of.
Don't you want to know?
This is real BS.
Don't you want to know?
Maybe a pen isn't
Like
as nice
at this moment, or will it work
It
in
showed
like an
someone
hour and
picking
a
up-
half?
I
when
mean,
we get
if
home?
you want to get up and try it, the broom's in that closet.
Go for it, Mert.
The internet is making a fool out
Because
of
Mert,
Yeah.
I'm sure you're gonna reload anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fool me once, shame on me.
All right. Hubert cries out at the start of the next round. The beast has 12 hit points.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hubert.
Hubert's
Thanks.
use.
Hubert.
Do we believe it'll
So-
happen?
No.
It wobbled.
We'll give it a try.
Ah, that's
You've
creepy.
been pranked, son!
That's creepy though. It does kind of.
What?
You think that acted
Didn't do
differently?
anything!
You think that's
That's
different?
exactly what would happen any other day!
We'll try it next Monday and see. We should have timed it.
Should we submit a science experiment to the elementary school nearby? For 53 weeks, we tried to stand up a broom.
Maybe
Look
this-
at our results.
Maybe this condo is like an anomaly.
That's true.
It's not effective.
Yeah, try it
I
at
don't
home.
believe
Or...
it.
Yeah, go home.
Boogle,
Spend the rest of
Boogle,
your night.
Boogle looks up at the stars and manipulates the. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
believe it. All right. So, basically, it's who. You guys have a good chance of all getting the killing blow on the basilisk here. So.
Fast.
Fast.
Yeah. Now, if you guys are actually undetermined, the highest agility score goes first.
Who's higher than 10?
12.
I'm sure it's gyro. I have an 11 or a 10.
Yeah, I go last.
All right.
What,
So
what if agility is tied?
then you roll off.
Okay.
No roll.
So Ardith, I think you're in the lead.
Well, I'm not using an obsidian arrow on.
Okay, you'll switch to a new arrow.
Yeah.
Okay. You get your boon.
19.
That's enough.
I'm gonna throw my greatsword if I get the chance.
8.
Okay. You hit it. It's floundering. It looks like it's about to collapse onto the shore, but it's still alive.
I want to throw my greatsword.
Why do you get to go?
Do you want to roll off?
You
Of
gonna
course I'm
roll
gonna
off?
roll
You
off.
said there would be no roll
I
off.
thought Gyro would kill it.
I didn't want to waste.
Good roll.
I mean, she got back-to-back crits with her special arrow.
Roll a
Blam.
d20.
That's what it is.
Okay, I rolled a d6.
Why would you roll a d6?
It's not your attack roll.
He won. Thomas won.
14.
What did you roll?
14.
You got a 4.
Fine, you're gonna miss anyways.
Alright, I'm gonna throw my greatsword.
Okay. So you throw in the greatsword. You desperately want the killing blow. So you normally have how many net boons? Assuming nothing else.
One.
One net boon normally. Okay. So you're going to be making the throwing attack with one bane instead.
Wait, is that with my 3 boons?
Oh, it's
The
ongoing.
3 is
For a
still
minute.
okay.
Oh,
It's like
Well,
concentration.
so
if I
then
don't
you
get
were at
attacked.
4 net. So
down to 2.
yep, down to 2. That's crazy. 3 boons
But
for a
doesn't this
minute.
use your agility?
It does. So it's a different.
Yeah, but the boons are on any attack
Yeah.
or.
Yeah, I'm gonna need him.
You're gonna need them. It actually might not be possible.
You roll
15. No, it's not enough, is it?
He goes sailing over the vessel.
Oh no, into the water.
He can recover it at
Yeah.
any time, though.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
I'm just gonna use
It has 4 HP.
energy burst.
Okay.
I don't have to roll, but he can agility save for half damage.
He does.
Well, then it's impossible.
You're gonna zap him for just a little. This is like the first time you've used this ability.
Okay, it does like half of 3.
All right.
1.
That was all your damage.
Maybe it's 2.
I'll round it up to 2.
There we go.
Alright, it has 2 health. It'd be funny if you guys don't kill it and it savages more of your. Oh, that'd be not funny.
Would that
that'd
be
more-
hilarious?
I could have just taken a
That'd
slow
be
action.
hilarious.
Walked in.
6 or 8 men.
How does weapon changes work?
You guys will be.
Does it require anything?
I'm sure it's an action.
You guys will be level 5 when it dies. So
Oh!
that'll be fun.
Sean, do you know?
Great.
What? I'm
What
level
are you
three
asking
still.
me,
Does
Mert?
a weapon
That's a
change
problem.
require
What do we get?
We're about to
an
be
actual
fine.
action or a move or anything?
I'd
That's
say you
not
can
an
use your
update
triggered
of this.
action for it.
I don't think you
Oh,
really
okay.
got
I
anything at
do.
level 4
I
anyway.
grab my glaive and I charge it.
Okay, charge action.
Yeah.
Okay.
charge action.
It'd be a real shame if you missed.
Be a real shit.
You're gonna miss.
I tell my men to do the same.
Get charged with me!
Yep. So
Okay.
2 groups of 2 with plus 2s, right?
So you're here.
Yep.
They're all coming with.
Yep. They're all coming with.
Alright.
2 different, 3.
So, why do they get... Oh, yeah, right. The +2 for the attack
Right.
roll. Yep. Alright.
That's a 16.
16.
Nope.
Oh! Alright.
I have
That's
to
gonna
hit.
kill it.
Yep.
Alright. You're gonna need to come up with a name...
For those
specific names for these 2.
2. Okay.
Keep them on your character
Alright.
sheet.
I lost 6 men. Right? 2, 4, 6. Yeah.
Does avocado oil not any fat?
Perfect.
It doesn't?
Yes,
2
It
men.
must.
All right.
Incredible.
Avocados are like fat.
It's just incredible. It's just the oil.
The oil is pure fat.
That's what I thought.
Speak for yourself.
Alright.
Is it because it like vaporizes it?
The basilisk...
Do
That's
you
what I
like
use.
it
How's
for
it-
its
it
high
has to be.
smoke point?
Yep.
The basilisk is beheaded by your noblemen.
There we go.
Might
And
be
definitely my
something
charge
like,
had something to do
yes.
with avenge
Butter
our
sprays,
fallen.
0 calories.
Yep.
Fallen
Like,
brother.
so
So
you-
Look,
Yeah.
it's balancing on its own. It's due to
This
the alignment
Look
of
at that.
the
this
globe.
chair, it's not falling
No,
over.
no, no, I mean, that's actually pretty cool.
I'm standing upright.
Oh my god!
Not just stumbling out of here. Alright. Alright. What are their names, Bert?
Amazing.
Oh.
You can
Darn.
you can have a little more time to think.
I land, by the way.
You do.
I don't, man.
The basilisk is dead.
Go with. You won an award today, so it'll be Joaquin and River.
What? Oh, the
Those
names.
are the 2 men.
Well, and he cried about his brother in
The
his
Goombas
in his
killed
speech.
this bastard.
Oh,
They did.
Stupid bastard crying about his dead brother.
Alright. The band of 51 now stands at 45, though.
Yes, it does. 45.
Yep.
But we defeated they defeated a basilisk
Yes.
with some help from lava man.
Oh yeah.
I think we're level 5.
Everyone contributed to that great victory.
The best level.
And Thomas is just without his sword.
No, he can throw it back at any time.
Oh,
That's how it works, right, Thomas?
Yep.
You can just
As an action, I can teleport.
okay.
Unless
Alright.
the river's more than a mile deep.
How would so?
So
Actually, I don't know if that's a restriction.
40% of the basilisk body is ruined by the lava. However, the rest of its body could be Monster Hunter style harvested
Okay.
for rare components.
I think we would ask
Yep.
the guide, the nature guide.
The
what
nature
the good,
guide?
yeah,
Ardith Bay?
What like the best parts are. I imagine she's the best like
Of a
tanner or
basilisk.
skinner and stuff like that.
Ardith Bay, I will take a will check from you with a boon. Okay. The scales are valuable, the fangs are valuable, and the eyes are valuable. Certain other parts, like the tongue and other innards, could be potentially used by alchemists or things of that nature, but are more difficult to harvest successfully.
And we're still traveling to carry that stuff. Okay.
And you guys should go ahead and level yourselves up to 5 as well.
Yep. Doing
What do we get at 5?
stuff.
Depends on your.
Well, I should ask,
Novice.
what do we get at 4? Because I don't know if I ever looked up
Yeah,
at 4.
it's your novice pass. So for you, what's your novice pass?
Hunter.
I don't know what book's that in, Adam. It's not in the manual.
Yes, it's all the time.
Do I?
Every section we ask
Does
this.
that mean I'm a master yet?
I think it's
No.
to battle.
That's 7.
Spread for battle.
Spread for battle. +4
Hunter.
health, +2 speed.
That's what I get.
Yeah, and you get Hunter's expertise.
Oh yeah. 4 health. You get 4 more health. Speed +2. And Hunter's expertise. When you use an action to attack with a weapon, your attack deals 1d6 extra damage.
I think she did level this up.
And you can
This
move.
is 5.
Oh, there's 5. Okay.
And you can
She
move
gets
up to
another
2
D6.
yards without triggering a free attack.
Oh.
What is this called again?
Hunter's expertise.
Hunter.
So she gets another d6.
D6.
now,
Yes.
Sean.
Yep.
With my attacks?
Yep.
Yeah. So now you have 3d6
1d6.
Base.
base.
So there's that, and then you can move 2 yards without triggering an op.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll take 2 agility checks from you quickly, Ardith Bay.
What did Thomas get?
Spellbinder.
Is
So
that
where to add your
in-
agility mod to those?
Okay, so that's
I think it's the
16
main book.
and then 15.
Sure, it's not spell guard.
Okay, you recover both of your arrows.
Oh, my novice path is spellbinder.
My
Yeah,
obsidian
Yeah,
ones?
yes.
You get health +3 and power.
From this point
+1.
on, you're not going to recover normal
So you have
arrows.
3 power
The
now.
enemies you're fighting are heroic enough that they're rendered
good.
irrecoverable.
You learn a
but you
spell
did recover the good ones.
from a
otherwise.
tradition you've discovered.
Good.
Hey, Aaron Thomas, I'll send you a picture of the. I'll put it on the thing.
Of what?
Signal. You have a ability
A new
or a
ability.
feature or something like that. When you use an action to attack with a weapon, you either deal 1d6 extra damage with that attack or can cast a spell at any point before the end of your turn.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
If I hit.
Looked at everybody else is up on my own. Boring old priest. Oh man, power +1. So Adam, that means we can get level
I'm looking.
3 spells now?
I'm looking.
Level 3? When you get a chance, tell me if you figure it out for Thomas probably too what our spell numbers are now with power 3.
It's 4221. No,
4?
4211.
211.
It's actually pretty crazy that there's no reviews for Sonic when it's opening Friday.
What do you think that means?
What do you think?
Bistro!
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it could happen. Hey, it's only an hour 40. That's a lot shorter than most movies
Oh, it's
these days.
That's a lot longer than Mr. Popper's Penguins.
The erroneous Mr. Popper.
It was like 36 minutes long.
That it was a typo. It was a typo.
It's like, Adam, you get this, and it says learn a spell from a tradition, and you're like, I have a level 3 spell I have to learn now from one of my traditions. It's the only way to go.
Well, yeah, of course. And I'm probably going to upgrade some like 0s and 1s that I don't use.
What
Up
does
to
it
3s.
cost to do that?
Oh,
You
you
can
can
swap out at will. Or
Oh.
when you level up.
when you level up. Okay, I probably will do that too because
That
there's been a
sounds
couple
really good.
zeros I haven't
Yeah.
used. But at least have the option, so you can level them to anywhere. Because now we have more.
Yeah,
I haven't once used the electric eel skin. Probably would come in handy.
you never know.
When touched by metal, I thought most things we'd be fighting would like hit me with swords and weapons and stuff, but now it's
Look at
the
this
time.
now. Now I'm the buff master even more. When I use that prayer thing that I do to give you a boon, if I do it on an attack roll, they get a extra d6 if they hit. So like Athena now, I could give you a boon, but you'll also hit harder too if you hit.
Wow.
So you'd have 5d6
Nice.
of damage now.
Where's that occult book?
I got it. Oh, he's got it.
Sean's got it.
I don't got it.
This is how you stop the campaign. Right in its tracks.
No.
Could make a force barrier.
Leveling's fun.
No, I know.
An invisible barrier of telekinetic force fills the area. Nothing can pass through it physically and is immune to all damage. I could come up with some uses for that.
Remains. Blood for the blood god. Oh,
I'm gonna get hacked. People are gonna be war driving around.
Could become immune to fire from me.
So
pretty
you could,
situational.
You could, when the airship's flying around and they shoot like 10,000 arrows at it, you can just make. That's pretty sweet.
Baller.
All right.
It's up to 10 yards long, 10 yards tall.
Hey, Mang.
Holy shit.
That thing I muttered, does it pay deference to capital letters at all?
No.
Okay, that's what I did.
It's purple.
Oh my god. Copyright.
Adam, you like the Sentry?
He's the comic book character?
Yeah. They say
The only thing I read was in
I was doing
World
my
War Hulk.
best, but I need to
the rumor is he's getting his own TV show on Disney Plus now.
But he's like, he's so powerful. Like, I don't.
He's Superman,
Who's psychic?
but
But
crazy.
he's like,
he's crazy.
yeah. I think
Ooh, I've also
What you're
I can
saying,
see
Henry
through
Cavill.
any.
Why hasn't
Where
there
he-
been a Sentry movie yet?
because he's just boring.
Is he DC?
No,
No.
Marvel?
he's like there. He is literally supposed to be their Superman, but
I
but
thought that
he-
was supposed to be Captain Marvel, though.
No, that's. You mean the female version?
Well, I mean, the character of Captain Marvel, I thought was like the rough Superman equivalent for the Marvel MCU, but I mean, I obviously know about her now. I've seen her in movies and stuff, but
Yeah.
so Sentry's even more
But-
OP.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
he punched like his power is as strong as 10,000 suns. They say.
That is
Yeah.
pretty freaking
Yeah,
powerful.
exactly.
Well, at the end of World War Hulk, he's the one that stopped the Hulk.
Okay.
So
Yeah, he's the only one that could.
that's it.
Because he can punch
I
that
mean,
hard.
10,000 suns.
It's
That's
pretty-
like the power of like a galaxy,
Yep.
pretty much. So that's
But he's also like
that's like
mentally.
Gurren Lagann
But he's also
stuff.
like mentally ill. He has this thing called the void that like.
Well, I suppose if you're that strong, you need to have something to keep your character interesting.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense.
Pretty much hampered someone.
Austerity policies mean.
Policies for like continuing on in time or for
I can
successive
see through any
generations.
fire within a mile.
Austerity usually means the generation
We have
following.
yet to
you.
like come
It's
across
not
any
constant.
fighter
Yeah, the-
whatsoever.
Oh,
If I,
you're
Adam,
right.
if I really wanted to, I could
Austerity?
just
That's just some
see
made
Thomas's
made up
specialty thing. I could get
Well,
locate.
because austere is to be like.
I concentrate for 1 minute during which time you visualize
so yeah,
one
that,
creature
that makes
or
sense
object.
as a savings type.
I
So
can-
you
yeah.
could just
I could
become Thomas.
I could visualize a specific thing, such as the goblet from which the monarch last drank, or a general category such as a trap. So when
It
I
seems
finish,
like if there's candlelight or torchlight in some castle or something, I could just like look at it,
yeah,
look through it.
I guess. I'm taking phase shift
as a level 3 thing.
for 1 minute. I take half damage from weapons.
Can I
My
see the
attacks
main
deal
book?
half damage.
Yes.
I can move through solid objects and other creatures
This beautiful tome.
and ignore
You may
the
look
effects
at
of
it,
moving
yeah.
to difficult terrain. Seems kind of useful.
Thomas, did you watch the Witcher show?
I did.
So when you gained that corruption and like took that potion, do you remember in episode 1 when his face looks like really scary and like heavy metal?
Like at the very beginning.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what happened to Merrick like during that fight. So pretty awesome.
Getting rid of Conjure Servant. I don't think I ever conjured him.
It's not the same
And I
as
never will.
the old one.
You're walking around with 45 servants,
yeah, we
right?
have 45
Yeah,
faceless
uh-huh.
servants.
After that battle, the beginning of that battle, major healing looks
Oh, shit.
real good.
So way better.
You touch the target and heal damage equal to 3 times its healing rate.
Fireball.
Very
and
nice.
the light. They're both really good.
Might need to
So you could do combos where you attack fireball in one round. Cause did you just gain a new feature where you can
Yeah. When I attack,
you can
My
add
weapon.
a d6 or do a quick spell. Yeah.
yeah, Immolite is better for that.
Oh no, my max insanity is 19.
Oh man, you can just
I can take it.
you got a pool of sanity.
Do I want AoE?
And my max corruption is infinite.
What is corruption's max normally?
There is no max.
Oh, really?
Eventually, though, you'll probably just get sent straight to hell.
Isn't that what happened to your the last guy?
He got pretty corrupt.
Who was
by the
building
end.
the underworld, the city under?
He got quite corrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
But
did.
he was murdered by enemy dwarves.
Eventually,
Yeah.
But he was pretty
And
corrupted.
I think
by-
he did go to hell because of how corrupt he was.
But I was trying to save those people.
I know it was very much ends justify the means
Yeah.
type guy.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I like those kind of characters.
Yeah.
Okay, so Well, we gotta carve open the basilisk to see if he swallowed some, like, ring of power or something.
Ardith Bay, do you want to try and harvest some of the materials from the basilisk so it doesn't go to waste?
Was anyone else harvesting stuff?
Not really. They're kind of looking at you.
Oh well, I'll take
You
those
are-
eyes
All right.
and some scales
Okay.
and some fangs.
All right. Do you have a skinning knife or?
I have a dagger.
Okay, that will serve. What do you want to start with?
I'll start with the eyes.
Okay, these are a little bit difficult. They are squishy. Yeah, but Ardith Bay would not be repulsed.
Probably
She is a steward of nature.
She is the opposite of me.
You're a
I
steward
like
of
to
nature.
be inside.
But she's female.
She's opposite in that she is a steward of nature.
And you
I am
are an
a-
enemy of nature.
I am a steward of the indoors.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
I did bring back my recycling in a cooler from Indiana so that I could recycle it instead of throwing it all away.
Because Martinsville doesn't
When they said
have
they don't have any
recycling.
recycling.
So you are a steward of nature?
On that day I was.
On that day.
Yeah. Alright. For the eyes, I will take an agility check straight up. I don't think you'd have anything.
I got it.
Alright.
But I got a 15.
Forget to see if you're fire. I'm just gonna get fire.
You have 2 clean specimens.
Gross. Excellent.
They retain their crystalline glitteriness in your hands.
That seems like a power would be interestingly used.
Alright? The fangs.
Yep.
Okay.
Read past.
I need
reveal.
an agility check. You may roll it with a boon.
60 hours.
17.
Okay.
It's like watching a.
You're able to get
security tape.
all the fangs. You have 4 of them.
Speech in the area sounds like
That
That was a
Yes,
good one
that's
not to
the only-
fail. If
I
on a
mean-
failure you take poison
For
damage
this
from
campaign,
that, so-
it's hard to say. We're
Right.
not doing like detective
Eyes,
stuff
four
anymore.
No, that's what-
fangs.
It's
In
made
another
for this.
campaign, that could be insane.
Yeah.
So.
2 hours.
That's
4
a.
frames.
Alright.
Interesting power.
Some scales.
Alright. This is a agility check with a boon.
19.
Oh my gosh. Alright. How many hours are you willing to commit to harvesting the scales? It is right now it is like 7:30 p.m.
Oh, so we're probably making camp then.
I'd
After
assume
this.
you're making camp at this pool, yes.
I'd say like 2.5 hours.
Okay.
I want to be in bed by 10.
Alright. You have 64 basilisk scales.
Jeez. Cool.
That's most of the ones that weren't ruined by the lava or other weapons. So you pretty much got most of the salvageable scales from it. That's going to encumber you a bit more.
Well, I got a horse.
Oh yeah, you guys got all your pack animals. Okay, it's not too bad.
Load up the saddlebags.
All right. You'll probably be going to bed a little bit later than everybody else that night, but you sleep well knowing you did a good job butchering the basilisk. You did not cut it open. You leave that mean task to someone else because you've done the more specialized work.
I'm gonna ask Hubert if he knows of their uses.
Of all 3 of the items,
Yes.
he suggests the scales could be used to make exquisitely crafted coin purses, pouches, things of that nature, or could be used to reinforce light to medium scale type armor. He says either way, it is a valuable possession. The fangs could be used to extract into a poison, or could be used to enhance the edge of a weapon or a quiver of arrows, perhaps. The eyes could fetch a fabulous price could be boiled down and melted to form what he would speculate as a magical material or something of that nature. He says, as for the eyes, his knowledge is not comprehensive, so he could benefit from more research about uses for the eyes when in town next.
Thanks, Hubert.
Of course.
I will use phase shift, and I will enter the basilisk.
Okay.
Why?
Do you shrink?
So look for stomach
Do you like Ant-Man phase shift
No,
or no?
I can pass through all solids.
Okay. So
Do
you're
you
just
get like gooey when you come back out?
I assume I pass through the goo.
how solid
Goo
is the
does not
goo?
touch me.
Ew. You have a barrier to protect you from
I am the goo.
All right.
Be the goo.
I understand you were looking for like contents of its belly.
Oh, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Why?
Could have swallowed all sorts of amazing things.
Yeah. Give me a D20.
Yuck.
This is how many legendary artifacts we're finding.
1 and you get stuck inside
Yeah.
the acid.
How about 16?
Okay, that's pretty good. You'll find something of interest.
You already claim its eyes.
Yeah.
Ardith Bay
I
did some
got
butchering.
everything.
I don't know if she claimed possession of every single item, but she has it on her
But
person.
I got 'em.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what it means to gaze through Farwell's eyes. I'm wondering if this was Farwell.
You have telepathy, right?
I do have to.
You see fugue.
Do you want to look at the eyes?
Maybe.
I saw
I'll
it.
let you look at them.
You didn't take any. Which level?
Respect the
spells
eyes,
did you take?
Yeah.
Myrick.
I took
So
a
do we
level
see,
3 soul and a level 3 telekinesis.
Oh, okay.
I have an idea. Do we have a container like a glass
Pretty
or something?
messed up, dude.
Do you have a glass container? Does anyone have in their inventory glass
Or
container?
a jar?
Or jar?
I mean, I can make one, but it won't last long.
How long would it take for us to get to the temple?
Well, it's like late at night.
Okay, so for tomorrow.
Yeah, and you guys, I mean, Merrick and Mert
Yeah.
sustained significant damage that fight, so you'll want to rest.
But I have an idea.
I mean, I can use spells to heal somewhat back up, but then I'll be out of. So it's like
Yeah.
I'd be at
You
full
can
health,
keep it in the snow globe.
but I'd be.
Keep what?
Yeah, whatever you're talking. What are you talking about?
Alright, so here's my idea. You know the hags had a jar of water?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, so I want to get a jar of water. And I think we want to put Basilisk's eye in the jar
Okay.
with some blood. I think that will
Why
somehow.
blood?
Keep it from.
A teardrop of blood opens the doors of Tyrannar.
Oh,
I think that sounds good.
it could be anything. Well, we're snoozing tonight,
Yep.
and then tomorrow we're gonna get to the bottom of this pond,
Yeah.
see what's down there.
I can anchor myself.
Yeah, and then there's the other pond. Maybe there's another basilisk.
That would
We
be
can slaughter that.
Okay. There is an amulet inside of the stomach.
All right. I will use mind over matter to.
Surgeon hand, grab it.
I don't know if I thought this through. Can I grab it? But my possessions don't slough off of me when I phase shift.
But then you'll be covered in goo when you come out.
Well, maybe I can just unphase like my fingers,
Then your
and then
fingers will
put the
get gooey.
necklace on, and then it is part of me.
You could come out and we could cut it open.
I know, but I wanted to use the spell. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna unphase the fingers, and then put the necklace on, and then come out of the basilisk.
Do you also have
It's
to
like
unphase
the-
your neck to do that?
All right.
I don't know, man.
Give me
This is very metaphysical.
I mean, if I can unphase just this, I've got my word.
I'm sure that ability does not really specify precision unphasing. So let's get a will with a bane.
You shall have it.
All right.
That's already an 18, so 23.
With a bane, it goes up.
Now it's
Okay.
a 17.
Okay. You achieve the desired effect, and leave the basilisk with minimal goop.
Minimal goop.
Just traces of goop.
Yeah, that's alright.
You got goo on you.
A little bit. You think you didn't get any gore on you from cutting out its eyes?
No, I know. It's gross.
Yeah,
It's
well,
nasty.
these are the things we do.
Slimy.
All right. It actually looks the gem that's set in the amulet looks of the same coloration as the eyes, just kind of like a topazy brilliance. So maybe the basilisk saw somebody wearing an amulet with one of his eyes on it, and he got really pissed off and ate him.
Is it magical?
You would know.
I will use sense magic to sense if it is magical.
Is magical. It's gonna give a boon
to everything. Everything
just
I do.
constant.
A boon.
No.
Swimming in boons.
Just swimming in boons.
It actually increases defense.
With a boon?
No.
Oh, you meant boon in the...
It
Not
gives,
in the
yes,
general
in the general, exactly. It quite simply gives a +2 to all to your defense score.
Holy shit.
It's quite good.
You want that?
What's it do?
God, you don't get it anymore! It's gone now!
I'll take it if you want to get
Fine, you get it.
It makes my defense a 16.
How much defense does it add?
It gives 2
+2.
defense.
That's really good.
It was really good.
It's a basilisk medallion. Basically, what happens. I should specify some creatures it won't apply to, but basically what happens is your opponents get distracted and just fix their eyes on that amulet.
Yeah.
So like you can be moving around, but they're just kind of following the gist. So that's how it works. So yeah.
Gotcha. So it's a
Yeah.
distraction.
So if you're fighting like a size 4 creature or something, where like their hand is like as big as like much bigger than you are, it probably won't apply. But in most circumstances, it's +2 defense. So you can just put like a little asterisk by your total number.
Okay.
Yep. All right. You guys probably rest quite well that night, knowing the pond is not full of any menace anymore.
Alright. So now we have to deal with actually the pond part again.
Well,
It's simple.
yeah.
Thomas will handle that. No
So you
problem.
can all recover your healing rate. It's a new day. Are you going to continue this sponge method thing?
I mean, we can, but now that we know there's no.
Probably just dive now.
If you want to dive, I could fly in.
Are you still flying once you're in there?
I mean, what's the difference between swimming and
Sean,
flying
did you see
in-
the score of the Bucks game?
is swimming
I will
just
assume.
flying in the water?
What's there
There's
to
like
burn
3
the
minutes
fish?
left.
A lot.
But it was hairy for a little bit.
Not in their element.
Yeah.
Of course we are.
But they're doing it
Well, here's
without Giannis.
Oh, that is interesting. I mean, if you think about an airplane, if it's in the air and if it's submerged in water, there's going to be a difference in its operation. If you think of a bird submerged in water versus
But I could just swim.
that's true. We'll say flying underwater gives you a slight speed boost under the water,
Okay, there you go.
but you'd have to use the spell, of course.
Yeah, I'd have to use
Yeah.
a spell. I mean, if you want to go in, I'll let you.
Alright.
I could even make any boons you get a 6 while you're down there.
Alright.
So who noticed the thing about the brooms first? Was that Mert?
Yeah.
Dude,
Mark-
he's on that broom.com.
Mark Baden he's putting it to rest that it's not a thing.
I believe.
All right.
He saw with
'Cause
his own
you
eyes. It
damn
didn't
fool.
work.
Mark Baden is a reliable.
Well, and he
Yeah.
knows about
Sell you a bridge.
All right.
A bridge to.
So, Merrick, are you going diving?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna make any boons he has a 6.
Oh, the patch.
Yeah, there's not much left.
Although if you have any banes, they also become a 6. So don't have any banes.
Merrick, do I assume correctly that the purpose of this diving is just to look for, like, objects, or is there something else in particular you're searching for?
I I guess anything of note. Like
Okay.
Anything besides just a natural lake.
All right.
And I'll conjure a sun rod and I'll toss it in.
That's going to help him significantly. Because the sun never gets too bright in the marsh. There's always like fog and low-hanging clouds. So, all right. I will take a strength check with 1 bane. It's a little bit.
Damn it!
You screwed me.
Why did he screw him?
All banes and boons are 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought you wouldn't have banes. Don't you have some cool ability?
Unless he prays for me. Whatever. It's too late maybe now. Or is it?
Just roll.
Could Merc pray for
Can
me?
you pray?
Yes.
Does it have to be before or after I roll?
It can be triggered the moment you try to.
Okay. So
Well, he's
let's
trying
see. Let's
to.
see how it goes.
Okay.
Can I roll first and then he decides?
I don't know.
That sounds like a trigger.
Yeah.
I probably don't need it.
No.
Are you above 10 or higher with the bane?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't need it. You see Merrick dive into the pond.
Now I create a force barrier across the top of the water. Oh my god. Sealing his fate.
No, there's room in between. Remember that sponge?
Remember?
What are you talking about?
There's a 2-foot gap of air at the top.
No,
But
that's
I
not how it works.
I
He
create
creates it over the
right
surface
at the
of
top
the water.
Of the water.
The top of the water is moved. There doesn't mean yep. Okay. Anyway, you can see quite well with the sun rod. And as you go down, you see that the pond with the reduced depth is in total another 26 feet deep. So it's significant. And you see as you get towards the bottom, there is a little cave near that kind of goes up like a beaver tunnel type thing where there's air up there when it elevates.
I will swim towards it.
Okay. Inside this cave, there are piles of bones. Clearly, things that the basilisk dragged down here to eat. You see some glittering pieces amongst the bones.
Inspect them.
Okay. They're mostly coins. In total, you gain 5 gold. It was mostly silver and other things, but I just consolidated it for you.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Oh, you get to see all the cats today.
That's pretty crazy.
Because they impulse sprinted into the basement.
Yeah.
And
When
now
I
they're
can.
like, fuck this.
Because it's the closest.
Yeah, it was the closest at the time.
I see. Yeah. Except Locke didn't go into the basement.
No, he was smart.
Has he ever gone down in the basement?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You find nothing else of value in the cave.
So there's
And
no,
in fact, your Estelle treasure tracking ability suggests to you that there are no trinkets in the area.
now do I see any peepholes or anything like that?
No.
Okay. I guess I'll leave.
Looking for peepholes.
Yeah, I want to see what Farwell saw.
You leave?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys see Merrick return above the surface of the water.
You okay?
Yeah. I found 5 gold coins.
You can keep them. Okay. I guess that's that. We should go to the other pond though.
Alright.
I could trap whatever's down there in the water and then.
Well, we're gonna be crossing the. Do we see the temple where we are?
From
If there's
here,
anything I could drop in the
in
water.
the daylight,
Yeah.
because now it's a new day, you see rising above the flat and morose terrain of the Great Marsh, there is indeed a proud structure rising up.
Do we want to go to the other pond then, or do we want to go to the temple on our way there? Because
How long does your jar last?
I had a dream about this temple.
So
And in my dream, in the center it had an amphitheater carved into the ground, but instead of it being flat surface, it was a pool of clear water. And all of the mosaics on the wall showed people sinking into the pools of water and coming out through the bottom looking like really cool and splendidly dressed and full of vitality.
And what do you take this to mean?
That could be something really cool in that pool.
Cool in the pool. Well, I mean, I wanted to go to the pool, so.
I mean, this is in the
Talking about
temple.
Different.
Well, there's a pool in the temple,
Yeah.
too.
Yes, that's what the dream I had. I believe it was
Two
of the
chains,
temple.
but 3 chains.
Well, I mean, I want to go everywhere.
He wants to see every
Also,
pool.
I
And how
feel
long
like
does your jar last?
Well, that jar, that would last like a minute.
Oh, it's not really long enough.
No.
Is that for the basilisk thing?
Yeah.
Right now, Ardith Bay's just kept the eyes like in a little pouch.
Alright, well, I mean, the temple's closer, so let's
Yep.
go to the
Yeah.
temple.
Okay, you guys have line of sight on the temple. Takes about 1 hour to get there from your position.
man, the scale of this map.
Oh yeah,
It's pretty big.
it's a big marsh.
Yep.
The Great Marsh, you might say.
This is a great marsh.
It's a great marsh.
The temple from your approach, and you approach it from the southeast, is kind of like a short cross shape. So it's got like a large kind of central section, and then 2 shorter wings that expand out to the west and to the east, and the center section extends a little bit beyond the wings, so I'll draw like a rough shape. Ardith Bay, lend me your map.
Giannis named his kid the same as your nephew. You should be proud.
Named him Doofy?
Liam. Doofy's not his nephew. Oh yeah, he is your nephew.
Liam is one of the
Say,
most
yeah.
popular names in the
Yes.
United States right now.
Doofy, yeah.
Doofy is.
Yeah.
No, Liam.
Maybe you guys will name a kid Doofy.
Don't.
I was thinking Mang would be better.
Well,
Don't.
of course it would be better.
Anything's better than Doofy for sure.
That's true. Susie would agree.
I don't know. Cockburn seems like a bad
Oh
name.
boy.
Alright.
So that's the rough shape of the temple, like a stubby
I don't
cross.
think that kid will get made fun of in school at all.
Every kid gets made fun of in school.
It's true.
Not like Cockburn does.
It's legendary.
Cockburn the second.
I feel like that's the kid that wouldn't, because you'd look at it and be like, you've already been screwed up so badly.
I don't know if kids are that logical.
That's true.
Alright.
I mean, if I was in school with a kid named Cockburn,
You'd let him have it.
there would be no day where he doesn't end crying.
Alright. So at the southern end of the temple, there's a terrace of stone steps that raise up to the main doors. There's like kind of like a little stone porch of stone supported by pillars in front. So it's clearly the main entrance, and you see an arched set of double doors, still intact, that clearly lead into the temple.
Let's crack them open.
They are about 15 feet high, and they look very sturdy.
I will use forceful push.
Okay. That's a spell.
Sure is.
How much force does it apply? Does it give
just
you
moves
detail?
an object 1d3 plus 3 yards. So 4 yards.
Okay. The blast from your spell sends the doors flings them open. There's like a rush of like air that ejects out from this action.
Is it
Screw
fetid
this
air?
riddle.
That's right.
Not particularly. So there's probably some like little holes and such. That's not like an airtight, structure. And you see a vast kind of central chamber inside.
Let's get the pillaging.
And I have to consecrate it in the name of Nihilus.
You do that outside?
No.
Oh,
I have to
okay.
go to like the altar.
Yeah, alright, that's what I thought. Alright. You guys enter into the central chamber. To your left and right, you see some empty incense braziers just kind of laying on the ground. From your dream, Ardith Bay, you see in the center of the room there are rows consistent with an amphitheater that gently descend down in different tiers. You can't see the bottom right now because you're at the entrance, but if you were to go over to like the ledge of the amphitheater, you'd be able to see if there is indeed a pool down there.
I want to go to the.
Alright, you see Ardith Bay just run ahead as she enters.
Wow.
And she makes it to the edge of the amphitheater, and indeed, 7 rows down, so there's like 7 layers of seating. See at the bottom there is a pool.
Do I see the stained glass windows from my dream?
You don't see stained glass windows. You see on the main
Or
wall.
mosaic, I
Yes,
guess, yeah.
on the main wall opposite of the big double doors you came through, there is a mosaic of bodies sinking into the water, and you see them kind of go through a progression and then coming to life inverted, so standing upright but upside down from the perspective where they started, resplendent and clad in just a new livelihood in an inverted world.
Are you gonna go in?
I'm gonna dive.
Dive? Like face first?
Well, no, I'll sink in.
Okay.
Alright, so you'll have to
I'm
jump.
gonna take my stuff off though.
Nice.
Like my bow and arrow and stuff.
Okay, I understand.
Ew. Yeah, like my bow and my weapon. Like I'll take that, leave that down, and then I'll.
Okay. You jump down the various rows. So now you're in the bottom row before you dive in. I'm going to let the others have a little time to explore because that's going to take a little while for you to get down there. So yeah, there's the mosaic of that. There's one other feature of art on the walls apart from that main one. So on the... Actually, I should probably get a new piece of paper to just keep a drawing of what you guys have revealed so far.
Showing me another broom?
No, he's showing you something far worse.
Rock's daughter is going into the wrestling business.
I mean,
Who's daughter?
I'm gonna be
The
honest,
Rock.
if you had just showed me that picture, I probably would have said it's the Rock's daughter.
It looks like it, right?
Let me see. Oh my gosh.
I want to see.
I didn't know.
Oh my
I
gosh.
thought it was like a Photoshop.
I thought it was like Nicolas Cage, like face.
It does look like one of those Cage creations.
You heard about his new movie,
Yeah,
right?
you
That's
totally-
coming out. The Quentin Tarantino movie that he's starring in. He's playing Nicolas Cage in the movie.
The Rock is.
Nicolas Cage is playing Nicolas Cage in a real movie. So he's
What's
like,
the movie
Oh,
about?
I
it's
don't
like
get it. Like he's
being
playing
John
himself.
Malkovich or
Why is that weird?
yes, but
Okay.
but like his family gets kidnapped, but it's Nicolas Cage's family and him
awesome.
fighting
This is
against
bad.
criminals as Nicolas Cage, supposedly.
awesome.
Like,
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
it's so
I mean, I feel like if someone kidnapped Keanu Reeves' family, he could probably get him
John.
back. Like, he's got enough training and stuff. Nicolas Cage, maybe, I don't know. He was like the Sorcerer's Apprentice or whatever, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So maybe he
There's
knows.
Season of the
In
Witch.
character or out of character?
Is that the name of that movie?
Season of the Witch.
That's a different movie, but I think that is a movie he was
Wasn't there a
in.
movie called Sorcerer's Apprentice?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was the Disney movie. It
What's
was a
that?
Disney movie. Like Disney
Animated?
owned it.
Are you
It's a
thinking of Fantasia?
no.
That's what I was thinking of.
Sorcerer's Apprentice was made by Disney
With who?
for Nicolas Cage.
All right. So what was Season of the Witch was just another.
Yeah.
Did he play a wizard in that movie?
No, he played like
Knight.
witch hunter type
Is that the one
guy.
with Ron Perlman where
Yes.
he
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
busts somebody?
He headbutts a guy wearing a helmet with his bare head.
Yeah, I remember that.
Freaking ridiculous.
The only
Cage
thing
is
I
a
remember from that
Teutonic Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Returned from
Teutonic
the
Knight.
Crusades. To
Okay,
find
so
their
my Sorcerer's
fatherland
Apprentice reference was
ruined by the
appropriate.
Black
It was.
All
Yes.
right, good.
It is Teutonic.
Those were
German.
yeah.
Germanic region.
Teutonia.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They kind of became their own state for quite a while.
That's kind of the not the no, it was probably I feel like Age of Empires had them as a playable thing, and Teutonic Knight was the
Yeah.
special. It was
There
the special.
was the Teutons and the Teutons.
Yeah.
Teutonic Knight was their racial unit.
Yes, exactly.
And they were really badass. They
Yeah.
walked really slowly,
but
but
we're like,
they had insane armor
Yeah.
and really high attack. Yeah.
yeah.
Getting off topic.
And I have to. Go.
We've done that before.
It is my time to leave.
But you got in your bit about Teutonic Knights.
I
and
did.
brooms,
I
so,
did.
Okay.
Sorcerer's Apprentice. How did we get to that topic? Oh, because you showed me the fucking rock star.
The Rockstar, which then somehow came to Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
And then.
Okay.
Swap.
So this is your current understanding of the temple. You know
Alright,
that
guys,
there's.
have a good night.
Yeah.
So this map is for you guys. You know there's wings, but that's of the central chamber right now. So the art splashing that I have on the side, that is separate art. It shows what appears to be acolytes splashing water with vases onto the walls. So like they're just looks like they're just going up to them, and going like.
Should we do that?
That's
We might
interpretive.
get to that point.
All right. So you see, there's the two little side slits. Those are the unexplored wings that you haven't gone into.
Okay.
You see, there's the one on the right. Thomas, can you put a little X right in between the little slits on the right? That is like collapsed, so you'd have to do a little bit of maneuvering to get through there. The other one you could just kind of pass through.
Force push it.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right.
So
Art
there's
of-
no like altar.
Oh yeah, sorry, Thomas. You can add in between the little space at the top of like the squirrely line where it says like right below the mosaics. That's where the altar is,
In between swirl and.
and the top bar. Yes,
Alright. I'll put a square.
that's the altar.
I will begin praying at the altar.
Are there 50 men with us?
40,
Not 50.
45.
45.
46.
Should we have them start splashing the walls?
Well, she's going in, so let's just let her do her
Going
thing.
into where?
The water.
Going into the pool.
This thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big scary vortex thing.
And I guess I'll wander into the room on the left.
Okay, Ardith Bay. You're gonna dive into the pool. What are you hoping to
Well-
achieve?
I'm gonna try and see if I can find the bottom.
Okay, this is similar to what Merrick had to do. There's little natural light in here, so it's probably gonna be pretty dark down there.
Can make a sun rod for you if you want.
Yeah, will you toss one in?
Okay. Done.
Okay. So it's just floating in the water, the sun rod.
Do sunrods float?
The other
do.
one didn't.
No, Merrick is swimming with the sun rod.
Oh. Okay.
Was that how you pictured it, Thomas? When you went in the pool earlier, did you picture yourself holding the sun rod as you were swimming? Or did you picture it just kind of...
Yeah,
I want
think
your
so.
honest opinion.
No, I think so. I mean, at first when he said it, because it was like as if I went in first, and it was kind of an afterthought that he dropped it in.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was a while I just like was coming down, but then I pictured that I caught it
Okay.
and was using it.
Yeah, it's light enough that it's buoyant, so you would have to kind of take it with you.
grab it.
It doesn't inflict a penalty or anything, but you would have to hold it if you want to bring it down.
I'll hold it.
Okay.
And swim with it.
To swim to the bottom is a feat of strength with 1 bane.
So it's a strength check.
It is. So your d20 plus your strength mod and minus d6.
Okay, it's 14.
Alright. You have no trouble. You find that it's actually fairly shallow. It's only about, well, Okay, for a pool, it's decent. It's like about 7 feet deep, but compared to the dive that Merrick had to do, it's quite a bit more shallow. This just seems to be kind of like a ceremonial pool. However, there's a peculiar statue lying kind of like in state at the bottom of the pool. It appears to depict a female humanoid creature, like a woman, but a bit larger, like in terms of proportions. And the hair is in these thick kind of knots in like layers kind of around her. So very, very kind of thick patterned hair. Her eyes are closed. Just this peaceful statue sleeping at the bottom.
Okay.
That's what you see.
Is there any way to interact with the statue? Like, does it move, or is there any like lever or something like that?
You notice no lever or
like pushing on the belly button or the eyeballs or something. Like, boop. Nothing comes in. Is that all that's on the bottom?
Yes.
Too? Okay. And there's nothing really noticeable kind of around on the sides of the pool.
No.
Alright, then I'll surface.
Okay. Merrick, you're wandering into the left room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll update the map. Nice job with the X placement. That is just what I had envisioned. Doom music.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Thomas. I've updated. You seem to have come into a dormitory or the main dwelling quarters of the temple, perhaps where the acolytes and priests would sleep or dwell after their rites. And upon the walls in here, it looks like the passage of time has faded everything on the walls here. Whereas the mosaic was readable in the first room, you see, as I've noted there, just the faintest remnants that at one point there was art on the walls. The bottom wall, you could see kind of like the bottom of like kind of a leg or feet structure. You could see like there was probably like kind of a large depiction of some person on that wall. You see on the left wall kind of the trace of some long form writing or a script of some kind, and then the northern wall of this room shows what looks like was a larger pattern or mosaic, reminiscent of the other room, but again, all of it is faded to the point that you're only barely able to discern what was once on these walls. You're not able to see it with any brilliance or clarity. Apart from that, there's ruined. Some of the stone beds are still intact, but it's just long. It's just a long abandoned kind of living space in here.
Sorry, what was the creature? The faded creature.
You basically saw like legs and calves,
Is it
and
a painting of a creature or something like that?
it's all wall mosaics that have faded. So it's you have very little detail of what it depicted. Like pretty much there's like nothing visible above like kind of the belt area. And as with the faded script, I mean, you see kind of like hooped lines and some a bit harder edges. Like it looks like kind of if someone wrote something and then you just saw like 5% of each letter. Like, but it has the pattern that looks like script to you.
Okay. Well, maybe you might
There
be able to
are
understand this language.
two large empty vases in this room. So like not like what you put flowers in, but like what they'd keep like wine or something in, like back in like the like early classical period. So like nice like probably 50-pound huge jugs that are empty.
Okay. I'll gaze in them.
Okay. There's some cobwebs and empty air inside of them.
Alright. I'll leave the room.
Okay. As you do, you make it back into the main room. You hear Ardith Bay surfacing from the pool, and Mert and his band of 50 or his band of 45 have just kind of taken a quiet corner of the temple and are just kind of hanging out, sitting there. Artemis appears to be in deep concentration at the altar.
Did you find anything at the bottom of the well?
That was to you, Ardith.
Oh.
Did you find anything at the bottom of the
I
well?
found a statue of a female humanoid. Couldn't move it. And that was about it.
And you?
He's
Don't
deep in
bother me.
concentration.
Don't bother me.
Alright, well then
He's
with
trying. He's
nothing-
going for his tier 3 bonus right now.
I have nothing, I'll inspect the X.
Do I feel any different coming out of the pool?
Give me an intellect with 2 banes.
That's a no.
Well, that depends on your roll.
You take the worst of the
Yes.
beans? Okay, so that's 15.
So you rolled.
I rolled a 17 on my d20. I have an
Yeah.
intellect mod of 2 and I had a 4.
All right. You feel like you came close to something of either great power or great evil in there, and feel fortunate that you emerged relatively unchanged. So you didn't like the feeling of down there now that you're out of the pool, but you couldn't sense that at the time.
I'm going to talk to Hubert about this statue and do my best to describe it.
Okay. He says, "Oh, alas, statues can rarely portray in detail the sort of characteristics that are important to notice. From your description, I should think that is nothing more than perhaps a stately high priestess or noble buried down there with stern features."
Looking at the mosaic, does it look like any of the... Does the statue look like anybody in the mosaic? It's like, is there someone like highlighted in the mosaic?
On that main wall, no. You do not recognize anyone looking like that. Artemis, describe to me the gist of your invocation.
Well,
to
do I know
Nihilus.
anything about any ceremonies or rituals to Nihilus?
Yeah, you've become more acquainted with them as a result of your meditations in his chapel.
Okay.
I'll just let you kind of decide what that might be.
Are there any like substances or materials or anything that would be associated with him? Blood or gold or...
Yeah, we'll go with sand.
Okay.
Because it suggests kind of like molding and like creation independent of something else, and it also relates to his manipulation of certain things such as time and that nature. So yeah.
Alright. Well, I dedicate this ancient temple to the Lord of Autonomy. Well, actually, what is Nihilus the Lord of?
The void.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
The Lord of the Void.
We'll use that for now, yeah.
Nihilus. And I give unto him an offering of sand, and I will create a 1 yard cube of sand.
See, it's important that you create the sand, too. You feel like that has a significance.
I will create it above the pool.
Okay. And so you just let it fall into the pool?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No one else perceives this, but you perceive like a visible shudder go through the whole temple, and you feel that like of this world's like kind of ley lines and places of power, a shift is taking place, and you feel vindicated in your action, and you gain your tier 3 of your faith system.
Excellent.
Good job.
Very nice.
Yep.
I'd like to inspect the X.
The axe?
The X.
Oh, the X. Which
Yeah,
X? The collapsed door?
Yeah.
Okay, so, the architecture itself just has failed here. So you can see in between the cracks of the stones that there is in fact a chamber on the other side, which makes sense because you saw from the exterior it's like kind of a stubby cross shape. So you'd figure what you just saw over on the other side should exist in some capacity there. So it's just inaccessible right now. You would need to move the stones away in some shape to get through. And these are fairly large stones that you're dealing with here.
I might be able to lift them. I would like to attempt it. I can lift 350 pounds with no check.
Okay.
500 pounds with a check.
Okay. Okay, let's say you clear away some of the smaller ones. Without just kind of, you do have to be careful though, as when you're moving the stones, not to bring the larger ones down on you to cause harm. And so for these, you will indeed need to make a strength check. So I would like back-to-back strength checks, just straight up.
You know I can push, right? I can push the big one.
Yeah, but this it's probably better that he's doing it this way because this is all kind of like haphazardly stacked and
That's
like
the
just
idea.
a big grenade. What? Uh-oh.
That's a 10.
Okay. Give me another one.
11.
All right. It's exertional. You are sweating, but with your own strength, you've cleared a way into this room.
I dive in.
Well, it's,
or walk. If
okay, yeah. That I'm like you're gonna take some damage if you just like do a dive motion. Okay.
A starfish.
I'll update the map.
I could have just walked through those rounds. Could have told you if there was nothing over here.
Oh, you were busy.
Yeah, I was busy. But now I can re-roll something once per day. Solves those pesky ones. In North America, you're now 50% less likely to see a bumblebee in any given area than you were prior to 1974.
Epic encounter.
Yeah, this year you're supposed to let your dandelions grow this year. You really want to help the bees.
Bees.
I'm a friend of the bees.
There may be a time where we don't know what a bee is.
That would be really bad.
That would be really bad.
You should keep bees.
Yeah, why don't you grow some bees?
I mean, I let dandelions grow, and I feel like that's my
That's your contribution.
I can see you becoming a beekeeper.
A beekeeper. I mean, you get that suit. I mean,
Yeah,
they can't hurt you.
Can't you see Thomas as a
get
beekeeper?
stung.
You could make your own honey.
His neighbors probably hate him even more.
So that's why you
All
should
the
do
more
it.
reason
Yeah,
you should
yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
Yes, I'll put it really close to the landline.
As
Over-
close to
over
that
by
wooden
stupid wall.
barrier.
Yeah.
That's
What
awesome.
are you doing? Don't mind me. I'm just smoking.
If
out
you
the
need
bees again.
if you need investors, we'll invest in this town.
Yeah,
Good.
I'd put some money into
Yeah.
that.
Oh, that's great. They're going to just get stung.
All right.
Oh, a lordly statue.
Yes.
Oh, with 2 clear eye sockets.
Ooh.
I know what to do with those.
Do you?
Put Farwell's eyes in those.
Okay.
Do you inspect the statue?
Sure.
Okay. Give me intellect with 2 boons.
You're good.
Good to go.
I should be good. Yeah, because the worst case scenario.
You know how it goes.
Boon.
You know how it goes. Unless otherwise stated,
Yeah,
you need to
yeah.
get a 10 or
It
higher.
is. It's above 10.
Okay. You look over the statue. First of all, you notice this room, compared to the size of the other room, it should be bigger. So you feel like there must be something hidden here
Right.
that's not equalizing to the other way. Secondly, inspecting the statue, you see on the statue's head, it's not like flush with the ceiling. There's actually like a gap between his head and the ceiling. There are actually recesses for it looks like something to be poured into, and you see that the recesses lead directly down into the chambers of the eyeballs.
I will use phase shift, and I'll walk through the wall behind the statue.
Okay. Phase shift allows you to pass through solid objects.
That's correct.
Okay. You get about halfway into the wall,
Mm-hmm.
and you instantly detect magic, and you take 4 damage.
I will negate it.
Okay. So there's like the physical wall, and then there's another barrier behind the physical wall.
And what do I see?
You caught a glimpse of a large, very dark chamber, in the middle of which there was like a pile of like brass plates and sensors.
How many sensors?
There was like a little pile. You'd have to kind of sort through them.
One of those must be the sensor map.
One of them, perhaps, or more of them. Yes.
I'll use C's. And I'll try and like telekinesis one over here.
All right. So you're not retreating.
No.
Okay. There's gonna be new sources of damage while you're like halfway in the wall,
Let it happen.
because it's like constantly kind of.
Let it happen.
All right. You draw one of the braziers in. You got it in your hand.
Okay.
All right. There's a new source of damage this
Yeah.
time. All right. You take 3 damage, but you've got like a disc like in your hand.
I'll just take that. And then I'll step back out.
Okay. All right. You do so.
Okay. Do I sense any magic coming from this sensor?
That's like a cast, right?
Yep, sense magic.
All right. Just keep track of your spells.
I am.
All right. So you do not sense that this particular brazier is magic. However, you feel like great ripples from something extremely magical, like it was probably resting against or touching. So you know that one of them is likely highly magical.
I could keep going.
We could just get in here normal way.
What's the normal way?
Riddle.
What are the odds that fucking basilisk is related to this?
Oh no, it's not the basilisk anymore.
Oh,
I
now
really-
you've got it.
I've
You
got
cracked it.
Yep.
All right, well,
I'd like to take one crack at it.
Have at it.
Assuming I have like a water skin or something,
I will grant you a water skin.
I'd like to pour it into the eye chambers.
So this is just water you've had for just a nondescript amount of time.
Yeah.
Just okay. You pour it into what, left or the right eye?
I'd like to fill both. Is there enough?
Yes.
Okay, then both.
Okay.
Then I'd like to, I don't know, like prick a finger or something and like drop blood into each eye.
Okay. You do so. And as you do, we will come back next session. Because there may be good consequences, bad consequences, no consequences, but it'll be good to have the whole party there for it. So keep track of spell usage and HP, all of that, because we don't want that to just fade away into the sunset next time. So
Was that magical barrier always there?
only the DM would know something like that. That's the benefit of being the DM. You get. I'll share secrets when they no longer become too important.
Well, I mean, it exists, so I don't.
It does exist. I mean, in your world, it exists. It's right there. Yeah. All right. You guys are close to your tier 3s as well. You just need to try and find some expression of your tier 3. Or of your faith to keep promoting your values. You making sure the basilisk body did not go to waste was like another good step forward. So you're right about there, Ardith. And Merrick, you continue your investigative treasure finding ways, which is good. And Mert was actually in a good spot to get tier 3, but he's lost some of his band of 50, so he's gonna have to deal with either
Because he fled behind them.
he's gonna have to either deal with some kind of like act of repentance or just kind of some way to inspire and protect his remaining men before he hits it. But yeah, Artemis was able to power level his a little bit with that particular action and how much time he was spending in his chapel every day. So
Yeah, boy.
all right, good session.